Why so serious?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. So, thank you for joining. Hopefully, can people confirm that you can hear me correctly? My hair looks a fucking mess. I do apologise, everyone. Can everyone hear me? Hey, here's Bella. Bella's in the chat. Jesus Christ. I'm just going to double check that the music is off. There we go. Can you guys hear me over on Tiki Toki? Fantastic. So, don't you start with that, Barlow. It's this is PG-18, this, mate. So, first of all, please let me just start by putting my wife's mind at rest. Zoe, he got the school we wanted, just so you know. So he got the primary school that we wanted. Can I have W's in the chat, please, guys? Yes. Yes. We got it. Our little boy starts primary school in September. Obviously, as many parents will know, you've got to select 3 schools that he goes to, and you only get certain catchment areas to go to. So yeah, we got it. A uni in TikTok will be nice. Joking. So anyway, moving on. Hopefully my wife can go back to bed now. So viral-ish. What is, or where did it come from? So viral-ish is, you may all know the wonderful Stella Dave. So Stella Dave was, I kind of got on with him quite well. He's a local lad to me. And we kind of had a bit of a chat, and a podcast kind of got mentioned on the stream one night, and it was like, that's quite a good idea. So we turned it into what was going to be just a general chit chat and a catch up. So then it was like, hang on a minute, why don't we do something that nobody's doing? Why don't we have a chat with the streamers and see where they started, how they got going, and da. And it kind of grew from there. Unfortunately, Stella, I'll just call him Dave. Dave got busy, as you probably all seen. He's got the Minecraft thing going. He's doing really well on Monarch. He's got his song side of things where he does a bit of singing and stuff. So he's a busy lad. So I decided to take the onus of the project away from him and kind of roll with it myself. So Viralish was born. Obviously, we want to become viral, obviously, but I thought I'd throw the ish at the end just to try and keep my 4 followers happy. Anyway, so that was Viralish. So Viralish got born, or was born, and I then started shitting myself, because then I thought, fuck, I've created this. I've not even fucking asked anybody if they want to do it yet. So I kind of was like, I'm going to have to go out to, random people, ask them, and they're going to be like, hang on, mate, who are you? Don't even know who you are, and you're asking me to do this, you're asking me to do that. Asking me to do this, asking me to do that. So I was kind of like, oh, crap, just do it. I've been a salesman all my life, so, jazz it up a little bit, make it look pretty, and make it sound like I'm an absolutely amazing streamer. And do you know what? The love that I got back from everybody was absolutely phenomenal. Like, I was so shocked, so surprised at what everybody was saying and how nice people were about it. And, as soon as I said, I'm looking to do this, it was straight like, yeah, I'm in, count me in, absolutely. So we had an absolute number of people that I think I've got 12 people at least so far. And the first person to actually jump out and scream at the chance to do this was Bill over in PD. Now, obviously, I know Bill. Bill is, or was at the time, the amazingly beautiful Romeo 1 in Unique PD. He started, I met him on my first day. It's a shame I can't even show you guys. I've got a little medal. I'm his favourite Romeo 12, guys. Just so you know, that means that you're in response and you're a PC. I'm his favorite Romeo 12, so that will never change. Just so everybody knows, okay? So Bill was absolutely raving and loving the fact that he's got the opportunity to do this, and doing this, I thought it was going to kind of be twofold. Really, it was going to help me kind of grow a bit of a base, maybe a new project to work on, but it would also help the followers of said streamer, i.e., Bill, to showcase himself a little bit, talk to his followers, let his followers know who he is, what he gets up to. Get under the skin of Bill. We all want to. We know how gorgeous he is. So I think without further ado, should we get Bill up, guys? I don't know. Should we? Let's start seeing what the chat says, shall we? Bill can't see anything that you're saying, guys. Ignore the fact that there's Bill people chatting. You can't see a single thing of what's saying. No? Okay. So people are saying no. We'll leave them up there. Okay. Sorry, Bill. I think we're going to have to cut it short, mate. Sorry. Oh, fuck off. We're going to crack on with this, guys. So without further ado, and I really hope to God my transition looks the way it should do, guys. I really apologize if it doesn't. This is the first one. So everybody, please welcome to the stage Blinky Bill. There he is. Here he is. How are we, Bill?
How are we? I'm tremendous, mate. How are you?
Absolutely amazing, mate. Can I just get people to confirm that you can hear both me and Bill, please, before I carry on talking for 20 minutes? Chat away, Bill.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Welcome in, everyone.
Wow.
Luke, sadly,
That's
petition
Barlow.
to rename him to Invoice.
Petition
Right.
to rename to
We've got
Invoice.
Barlow, Gemsy. Welcome in, Gemsy.
Gemsy, how are we? I think we all know who Gemsy is. I think she's used and abused by every streamer in Unique, I think.
No.
Just you? Yeah? Just you?
Just Mikey.
Just
Mikey.
Right. Just Mikey. Right, okay. Guys, yeah, so this is kind of how we'll start. Me and Bill can see the chat. So I guess we'll probably crack on, and if there's anything that we kind of want to show or share with you guys, or if you guys want us to bring it up or something like that, we certainly can do. I've got other overlays to allow us to do that. So I guess we'll crack on, Bill. You ready?
Let's go.
Are you ready to showcase your
Premiere.
absolutely shiny career?
Shiny, yeah. Whatever it is, I'm happy to showcase it.
Let's do it. Right. I guess we'll start off, Bill. What got you into streaming?
Yes. It's a long story, so I'll condense it. I used to use sports as a way of digesting everything that's happening in the world, what I do, and I got injured very badly. I had I had back surgery and a lot of other things, and then I found myself, honestly, just doom scrolling, honestly, through TikTok.
Yeah.
And then I saw this RP going on, and it happened to be, I think it was Sham or Molly's. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And I didn't think anything on it. Watched it 10 seconds. I thought, nah, this isn't for me. Continued scrolling. And then it kept on coming up. The algorithm kept on showing it. And from there, honestly, I just fell in love with that idea. I wasn't a gamer at the time, nothing. I just thought, this is pretty cool.
Down that algorithm, right?
And then that's it. And then that obviously got me to playing Unique, and then that obviously got me to streaming.
Right, okay. And what made you pick Unique? Purely from who you're watching, or?
So just started watching, Sham, Shanice, Chantel, Molly, Tuesday sometimes, and then Gord, and found Tyrone, and then Angry Ginge, all that.
Yeah.
And then I did watch some other.
Angry Ginge was in Unique initially, wasn't he?
He was, yeah,
Yeah.
he was before he made his own server. But then I watched other servers, and it wasn't the same. Wasn't the same at all.
Right.
Especially the Australian ones. It's just to me, it's no good. Unique had something about it. Yeah, puns intended and all that jazz. It is unique.
Yeah.
Can't get over that. But to me, that's the one that I wanted to be in. And put that application through. Didn't think anything of us. Fast tracked it because I wanted to.
What you paid to
I did.
you paid to fast
I,
track it.
I did
Wow.
because I heard some
Wow.
stories of people waiting. So I just put it fast track. Didn't think anything on it, and literally 20 minutes later, yeah, no worries, approved.
Right. Okay. Bloody hell. I can't believe you paid for it,
Yeah.
Bill. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm an impatient man sometimes, mate.
We all are, mate. We all are, mate. Even
Yeah.
Bella's frustrated that you've paid for it.
Yeah, well, she's got bigger things to worry about than that.
What made you right? Okay, so we've seen Unique, we've seen all these streamers playing it. You've thought, I want a piece of that. Did you do a bit of role play first, or did you stream straight away?
No, so I didn't stream straight away for the fact that it was boring. It was boring. Like I was at that stage, I would have been one of two, maybe three people in the city,
Okay.
doing the graveyard shifts.
Absolutely, yeah, because of the time difference. Yeah, you're 10 hours ahead.
That's right.
You? Yeah.
Correct. So I literally, I was waiting for the inspiration was always to be an officer because I was watching people do it. So then it was literally just a grind of pressure washing, doing deliveries, even mining at one stage till applications went open. And that would have been for a good month, easy. I remember when my application was submitted, the day after I was in city and I got pulled over and I thought, fuck, here we go. Because you couldn't have anything on your record. But yeah, once that all kicked on, I got the application submitted. Mikey T interviewed
Mikey
me.
T. He gets under everyone's skin, that guy.
Interviewed me. Then I believe once I got through to maybe a sergeant.
Why so serious?
There's a bit more stuff here that can be looked at. It's not that boring. I was coming out of my skin more because it's the first city I've ever been with, first RP, first PD whatsoever. And then one day I just decided, let's go, flick that switch, turn the camera on straight from the start, and here we are.
Jesus. So you jump right into the deep end straight away.
Yeah, I thought, like, I didn't want to waste the opportunity thinking, my opinion is you have a certain second to catch people.
Yeah.
You might have a second or third opportunity, but once that opportunity's gone, they're on to someone else.
Yeah.
So be it. That's fine. I'm not everyone's taste. But yeah, I thought I'd better just showcase it there. I think you can interact more with the person with the camera. That's why I did it.
Yeah. Right, okay. So there's a couple of comments in the chat there. Apparently you passed Barlow's PC test.
Did
true?
I?
Apparently so. Apparently so. You're his goat. You're the goat, baby. You're the goat.
I honestly, to be fair,
you were that important, Bryn. You were that important, mate. He's forgot you.
Yeah.
You know, like we all do. We all do it, Bill. We all do it, Bill. Don't worry.
You know, I've still got all the PC tests I've done. He probably failed, and I just felt sorry for him. To be fair, let me have a look. Hold on. Unique, Reese, Quinn, Mild, Burns, Kelly, Jess, Hannah. It must have been on the new system when we updated the MDTs.
Oh yeah.
And look at him now. Inspector. Who would have thought?
Yeah. He's we all like Bryn as much as he's got a shiny head. We all love him, don't we? Including you, Bella.
I touched it for the first day yesterday in City.
How did it feel?
Made me happy.
Good.
Smoother than you think. Smooth,
right? Okay. No stubble whatsoever. Yeah. Completely.
No, smooth. Bella must do a good job shaving it.
There's still, I think Barlow still owes Bella a room in the opium, if I'm being absolutely honest. But hey ho, we move on.
Still,
Yeah.
that's right. She'll just jump into Steele's bed. It's all right.
Right. So we've seen Unique. We've been in there. We've done a bit of RP in the city. Did you go straight to PD, or did you just do a bit of grinding in the city to start with?
Yeah, so a bit of grinding. Like I said, I did the pressure washing for ages. I did mining for a couple weeks. I did have plenty of opportunities that I came up to actually work for the gangs doing their dealing and all that jazz.
Yeah.
But I put that aside. I didn't want to get a whitelisted job, or I didn't want to be a mechanic or anything. I just wanted to fly under the radar till I knew I got the PD application. And to be fair, if I didn't become a PD officer, I probably wouldn't have continued. So anything that just raised the radar or I could get in trouble, I didn't touch whatsoever with a 10-foot pole.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So you started off as a PPC. Who interviewed you?
Mikey T.
So it was right. Okay.
And Ruby Clark. Yeah.
Oh, that must be before my time. That one.
It was. I can't remember. So the application probably took.
Why so serious?
I believe.
Right. Okay.
And then going forward, no one could do my interview because of the graveyard times. But
so when you did your PD application, sorry to interrupt. When you did your PD application, did you tell them that you were in Australia, or did you leave that out?
Yes, I on the bottom you can make some comments, and I did notice that. I did write that in there.
Oh, okay. It's nice.
I could still do the times, and the big thing I pushed in my application was that I believe there needs to be more PD present at my time to allow. I didn't say it that way, to allow criminals to do their job.
Right.
I said more the fact that to monitor crime at that time.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, that I think that's probably what pushed it apart. Pushed it outside of just no. They probably considered it based on that.
Nice.
Especially with no experience at the wrong time.
Well, I guess that's it, right?
My story must have been good as well. My backstory. So,
did you chat GPT it?
No, I did not. No.
Good answer.
Because the system can recognize that.
It certainly can. You're absolutely right. We do have Ruby Clark in the chat, actually, Bill, as well. So Ruby Clark was there.
Yeah, we don't like Ruby.
Oh, okay.
She VDM'd me multiple times. Incredible.
Was this the BMX bonneting?
Oh yeah. Oh, you've heard it.
It's in the chat. It was mentioned in the chat that I'm assuming it's a her.
Yeah, just a sister.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. That's
Casey's. Sorry.
Casey's sister. Yeah. The first experience was a bonneting you on your BMX. That was her first experience of Bill.
And then 2 minutes later, an interview, PD interview came.
Have I seen you somewhere? Do I know you?
They said, I believe that's what they said. They said, "Oh, you're joking me." I said, "Nah." So that's probably why I don't. And you, Ruby, you can probably say this, but I don't believe I passed the interview with the numbers that were needed. I believe they probably just considered it and gave me a go. My interview wasn't too bad, but I knew nothing, mate.
No. Well, yeah, you won't even know UK law, would you?
Well, I would have I could do it all watching. When someone, say Shane was pulling someone over or something, I could all just reenact it in my head. But when push come to shove and I was sitting there, it all went straight over me.
Right. I wouldn't say passed with flying colours, but back then we always gave people a chance to improve instead of letting them down gently. That's fair dues. That is a fair comment, to be fair. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. A lot of cities do that. Yeah. I did that in my previous city. So streaming. What made you pick Twitch?
Honestly, It is the only platform that I kind of knew was around. There is a big Aussie streamer on the other one,
Mm-hmm.
um, but I think everyone in this city, I believe, is either on Twitch or TikTok.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there's anyone on Kick or whatever it is. So I thought, well, if I want to get noticed as well on this platform, it also helps to be able to collab with them and do raids and all that jazz, shout outs on the same platform.
Yeah.
So to me, it only made sense to go that direction. I hadn't touched Twitch before. I only use it as an observer or a viewer. That's all. That's all it was. So I'm still learning today, mate. There's still stuff, forever learning. But yeah, that's why I chose that platform. I haven't to dive into TikTok. I haven't touched that. Um, I, I'm struggling to understand how to get that in Australia to work.
Right.
I think it's all different
Yeah.
because I've been given some tips and trips, but they're not working in Australia. So I got to look more into it. But I know there's a market there that I have to look into as well.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay. So we're going to talk about content and growth now. So, how did you find your niche? So, how did you decide what type of content to focus on? Obviously, we're in PD. How did you know that's kind of where you wanted to go with it?
Oh, I think it confirmed that I'm not that good at just RPing generally as a civ,
Right. Okay.
local civilian. And that it made that clear to me as soon as I was in there. I did okay, as with anything. You know, you
Yeah.
definitely start,
Yeah.
but I believe as a civ, you have a lot more things you have to try to ramp up and do. Where if you're a PD officer, you can pretty much you've got lines and things you can follow. You can make it somewhat free will if you want,
Yeah.
but there's something already there that you can do, and that's where I kind of went there. And also, the niche is the Australian in me. So I'm
Mm.
Australian. For anyone who's wondering, I'm not one that puts on the accent. And there used to be a couple, maybe two or three Australians. I'm maybe the only Australian in this city at the moment, so I'm different. That's my niche.
Is Max Steel?
Um,
Does Max Steel put it on?
no, so he puts it on. Yes,
He
he
puts it
puts
on.
it on, and he puts it on more of a northern Australian accent, and does a
Okay.
tremendous job while I'm at it. Um,
He is good
and
at it.
funny actually. So I think he was already in the force last time.
Okay.
Um, so when I got approved for my application, he was actually streaming, I believe, and I thought, fuck, it's ruined my opportunity because he's now taken that and slightly taken it away from me. So I'm going to be no different.
Right.
Um, but it happened to turn out he wasn't flying in. I flew in and yeah, just was myself. And yeah, I think so. That's my niche, and also a bit of the paperwork side. Not many people see that side. There's times where I would stream how I do SOPs and making
Yeah.
procedures and policies and paperwork. It's not for everyone, but there are some people that truly love seeing that and how it works and go on the ride of improving something. They
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. By the way,
Yeah.
we do have the beautiful Arnott watching on TikTok. So, and
Oh,
he is smashing away them likes. So thank you, Arnott, mate. I do really appreciate that, pal.
appreciate it, mate. Look forward to seeing you back when you're in city, mate.
Absolutely. And when everybody, if anybody on TikTok is watching, we are over on the Purple app, and it's the same handle as well. So I'm a new streamer. I don't know, how long have you been streaming now? Did you say it was a few months?
Probably 3 months now.
Okay.
I don't know. To be honest, Jamesy would be able to tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
it has not been long at all.
right. Okay.
I think it's 3 because I got it affiliated pretty quick, and then Jamesy was pretty straight onto things. So it's roughly 3 months.
Yeah.
Yourself, mate?
I mean, yeah. Well, God, I've been streaming. It's hard to say, really. I'd probably say I've been on and off Twitch for probably 6 months to a year. But when I say on and off,
Oh wow.
I would probably say I was on once or twice a month for majority of that time, so 90% of it. The When it comes to doing it as I have been over the last couple of weeks, it's ever since I came into Unique. So when I decided to drop and leave the server that I owned, the TMC server that I owned, and stop kind of worrying about the stresses and money concerns and dealing with silly little things, deving, looking for collisions, all that malarkey that comes with owning a server. It then gave me that ability to be able to sit there and actually fucking stream, actually get on and do some role play, because all I would do before coming into Unique was I'd probably jump on for an hour, do a little bit, because I was the commissioner of our PD, not the more like the GX0, just kind of hovering above like an auditor type approach. But and I'd jump on and I'd piss about for a little bit, but I'd get really positive comments. So I'd get a lot of people saying, you're actually really funny, you're really good, and your role play is decent. So then I bought a ped, I bought an old man ped, so I started doing that in the city every, an hour here and there. But it's been become ever more prevalent over the last 3 months. Like, no, it's not even that. It's probably 6 to 8 weeks in Unique, and it's kind of gone from there. So I'm a lot newer to it than you would be. So I will probably my next question with that one would be, how do you focus on building up your community? How do you get yourself more followers? What do you do? Do you do anything actively, or do you just crack on?
Look, I do try to crack on with. I do have a very busy in real life business and all this other jazz that we can touch on in a bit. But the thing I try to focus on is, if someone's in chat and being active, just talking to them, whether, I'm a terrible driver because of it. I'm constantly looking at my screen. I would rather, be active with them. Last thing I want to do is get them sitting there and having no response. So trying to just be active with the community. That goes also into the Discord channel, posting regularly, talking to them, seeing how everyone is. Don't want to overdo it with the channels, but have those channels where everyone can communicate, because everyone has different niches. There's a car channel that people can post, and there's food, there's music, there's all that. So I believe just honestly having time with your viewers, because at the end of the day, they're, out of all the people that they can view, they're watching me.
Yeah.
So they deserve, my attention at the same time. And if someone wants to hop on a voice chat and I put it out there, we talk on voice chat, so be it. It's not solely they're communicating me just on the Purple app when I'm live. That's it. It's being available for them, talk to them, and just try to get them to, we use this to get away. They also watch us to get away as well. So and
I guess
that's what I would say.
That's the thing, isn't it? Because myself, as I certainly don't class myself as a streamer, but I stream to. It's like you say, you separate yourself away from life, don't you? It kind of zones you out and stops you thinking about work and thinking about targets and all that stuff that comes with it. And it is your getaway, but your getaway is other people's getaway as well. And one of the great things, and I don't think Mike, Peaky Mike's in the chat at the moment, but you guys did an absolutely phenomenal job, even with Gemsy that's in the chat, around you did it was a 24-hour stream, was it? It wasn't 48, was it? It was 24. It was,
yep.
Tell us about
hours.
that. I'm going to let you take the limelight on that one, mate. Tell us all about it.
Right. So, Mikey, I wanted to do a 24-hour stream for coming, an affiliate. It was going to be a birthday stream, and I was like to Mikey, this is the idea that I'm putting across. And he pretty much said, man, I'm wanting to do a 24-hour stream. I was like, oh, really? That works well. We just started talking about it. Got into talking about the charities, and we did it for Andy's men's club
Yeah.
for
Hmm.
anyone that was wondering, who supports mental health in males in not unique, sorry, in UK.
Yeah, UK. Yeah.
Um, but the whole story as well, keep in mind, it wasn't just about males. We were trying to get across that you can talk, feel free to talk. It's important to talk to
Yeah.
anyone. So we started talking about it. Then Gemsy got involved, Kat got involved, and literally we had some discussions and voice chat on Discord, and our goal was £150.
Right. Okay.
Um,
Not knowing what I know,
ori-
that's a very conservative estimate.
well,
That.
at that time, we didn't know what was going to happen. It was our first one at that time. Come to know it, we raised over £1,300, I believe.
Yep. Yep.
Um, but it was just all, and the planning before it as well. We were tried to get the community involved again on our Discords. We said what games we want to play. We got them to vote the games.
Yep.
We put out some sort of timesheet out, or a running program, a running list,
Hmm.
and we smashed it. We come together, we smashed it. We hope to do one in the future again. Andy's Man Club, they sent an email out to us saying congratulations. I believe they're going to send out some certificates or something as well.
That's nice of them.
Yeah, but the amount of people that were also in chat, I think maybe at the max time we may have had 100 in chat, I believe, but a lot of people come together and spoke about, I have used Andy's Madden Club before, and there would have been 10 or so people that put that in the chat, which is really, really, really good to know.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that, once again, is just the community coming together.
Hmm.
Um, um, Not just my community, collaborating with Mikey T's community,
Yeah.
Kat's community, Gemsy also, she knows all the community as well, so she's in there. So yes, we didn't do it for the purpose to get more viewers. We did it for the charity, but it's a knock-on effect.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
it's mad because whilst I think you guys were on the stream doing all this, and I was traveling up to Scotland, and I went up to oh god, where was my first night? I think it was Dundee, my first night, and I walked in to the hotel, and I felt really crap. I had like a cold or a flu come in, and I just wanted to get to my bed, and I got to reception, and the first thing I saw at reception, there was a big pile of Andy's Man Club cards. Which was really, really, the fact that you guys are doing a 24, and then all of a sudden, whilst you're doing it,
Wow.
I seen it, and I told all the staff there, and it was just really weird how that kind of just popped up out of nowhere. But yeah, I mean, the fact that all you guys did it, I don't know. I know that it turned out to be quite a few people involved in it, and I know Gemsy jumped on it quite a bit as well, and yeah, the money raised was phenomenal. So that's a great accolade to showcase, mate. So make sure you mention that here, there, and everywhere, because, as you say, it's not just men talking. I've gone through,
No.
I've done or gone through a lot, probably over the last 3 years more than anything, and that's kind of where I got my. This is why I kind of do what I do, because it switches your mind off. So, I lost my mum 2 years ago to a stroke. We lost my wife's mother 3 years ago to leukemia. We lost our son 18 months ago, 2 years ago. And, it's having all that happening just absolutely destroys people. It really destroys people. And
Of course.
I got to the point where I couldn't kind of crack on and do what I needed to do.
Yep.
And talking was kind of the way forward. So without taking this down a not sinister route, but kind of an off topic. But all I'll say is talk to your mates. Make sure if someone says to you, "All right," don't just say, "Yeah, I'm sound, mate. Don't worry."
Yep.
just let someone know that you're not doing too well, and just be there for them. So I will say this to absolutely anybody, whether you're my friend, you're my follower, you're a colleague, you know of me. If you're struggling, just reach out to me. I don't care who DMs me. I'm really not bothered. Just talk to me if you need somebody to talk to, even if it's not about the problem that you're dealing with. So coming back to Bill. Who's Bill? Tell me about Bill.
Bill.
Who is Bill? What's his family life like? What's his everyday routine? What does he get up to?
Right. So Bill and I've been thinking for the past since we've wanted to do this. So last week, what I want to talk about in this, and I'm not a big streamer at all. I'm still gonna hide my name because I think it will ruin the immersion.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer of that. I would have loved to tell everyone. There are some people that do know it because I dox myself nearly every day on the platform. Even though I've changed everything, God knows, it just seems to get in there.
Yeah.
But I'm a 30-year-old from Australia, in Melbourne, Victoria. I have a business, a group that has multiple businesses under it, and I obviously am the CEO and owner, where I employ nearly 100 people in Melbourne,
Very nice.
and out of Melbourne. So that takes majority of my time. I've got a partner. I recently proposed to her. She said yes, which is exciting.
Very nice.
And we'll talk about what my
Yes.
talk about how, we'll talk about later what my partner thinks of this whole Twitch and all that jazz as well. But
that's going to be a touchy on that one.
It will, but she's part of life. She understands. She's aware of it. But so that's pretty much me in a nutshell. I used to play sports, a lot of sports: footy, soccer, golf, football. Footy means Australian rules football, by the way. So which is this for those who in the UK were wondering. I was a heavy golfer. I got down to a handicap of 3. For those who don't know, that's pretty good. That's probably in the top,
absolutely,
1%ers.
Lower the number, the better.
Exactly right.
I wish I could play golf, mate. I loved playing golf, and then I broke these 3 fingers. I don't know if you can see how them 3 fingers are kind of bent.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm right-handed, so that's kind of my leading arm in my swing. So
good.
I can't play golf anymore. Absolutely gutted.
It's a good sport. It's a bloody good sport. Sorry, I'm just Rex is being a pest as always, but he must be DMing you. So yeah, I did that, and then I got the back issue. In my spare time now, I try to do this. Try to just go out for walks. I've got visions and goals. I work 120 plus hours a week, easy. So that is occupied. That's not what I want to do every year, obviously.
Yeah.
Going forward, but I just want to get to a certain point which I can relax a bit more. I've got siblings I've got a sibling that's a lawyer, and I've got a twin sister that's a police officer, who finds this shit absolutely
Why so serious?
Mate, we've just been raided by Dunny.
Oh
wow!
Appreciate
Why
it, mate.
so serious?
Mate. Nice one, Dunny, baby. Let's give him a bit of a shout out as well. I really appreciate it.
Why so serious?
I think I've spelt him right.
Why so serious?
Oh, God. Dunny's got a question for you, mate, by the looks of it.
Go for it. Just quickly shout it out. Come on.
Why so serious?
Bill, can I have a gun? Oh.
Is that what he's asked?
Look.
Why so serious?
Can you handle the gun, mate?
Yeah.
That's the question. Just last stream, I believe you did soil yourself because you were afraid of gunshots. So That's that's where we're at, mate. Find out in RP. Find out in
Wow,
RP.
he soiled himself.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a pro
Ouch.
shooter, Bill. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
To be fair,
Yeah.
he has just had a flavour of yeah. So Rex has messaged me about Scorpion, as you can imagine, and he seems to
Yeah.
think that
Yeah.
it's that we don't want Scorpion to exist. That is
So,
not the case, mate. So we do want it to exist, just in the right path. Anyway,
I think honestly that could potentially be if Rex pulls himself, he could potentially come on later. I think that would be an interesting discussion to have open.
I'm down for
Maybe.
that. I'm down for that. If
Yep.
I'm down for Rex jumping up later if he fancies it. If he's got his hair gelled properly, at least.
Yep.
Dunny, thank you for the raid, mate. I really appreciate that.
Appreciate it, mate.
So yeah, Jesus, thanks everyone for joining. If you've joined in and stayed, thank you very much. We are here talking to the lovely BlinkyBill, who is Sierra X-Ray.
I'm not even. You have to get this right, mate. You have to get this right.
Sierra
Far
X-Ray
out.
3.
Nah.
No?
4.
4. All right.
Far
You
out.
should be 3. You should be
I'll
3.
take.
You should be 3.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate
it. So yeah, so BlinkyBill is Sierra X-Ray 4.
Yep.
So you are heading up. Is it traffic and response? Is that how it's working?
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Lovely, lovely.
Yep. Traffic
so yeah,
response.
we are talking to BlinkyBill, just finding out a bit about him. I do have a question for you. Someone said this to me that apparently you've got multiple cars. Is this correct?
Yep. I like my cars.
Okay.
I've got multiple cars. Yep. Yep.
You
it
don't want
helps
to
when
touch on what they are?
Helps when you have a panel shop business as well.
Panel shop business.
A car restoration. That's part of it. So
you're just money laundering, Bill, aren't you? Just be honest. Just be honest.
It's corruption. It's honest. You've caught me. You've done your detective work, mate. P1. You've got me. Yeah. No, I got some cars. Yeah.
Good. What's your favorite car?
Yeah.
Come on, you've got to give us one.
It would. My favorite would be there's a Maserati Quattroporte in there.
Very nice. Very nice.
But what will probably be my favorite would be it's a Holden HG Kingswood that we're mocking up to be a GDS. If it's probably an Australian thing, you probably won't understand, but it's got it's going to be very, very unique. We've done. I don't want to bore you with it, but the body works straight. There's a big motor in it. It's going to sound beautiful. It's going to drive nice. It's going to be eye catching, and that's probably going to be my favorite for the fact that we've built that from the ground up.
Nice. No, I love a project car. I've had so I've always had. I've worked in the motor trade for a long time before I do what I do now. And
McLarens.
I was in the motor trade for 14, 15 years, starting off as a trainee salesperson, kind of working my way up, and then finishing in sales management for Jaguar and previous to that Audi. I've always had a fascination for cars, always. One of my favorite cars that I always wanted to own from when I was a little kid. Bear in mind I'm 36, so that was a while ago. And I don't know if people in the chat are this old, but I don't know if you remember, but there was like this craze came out where there was like, it was cartoon cars, but it was like there was always pictures of cartoon cars kind of shrunk close, like kind of shrunk and squashed in, and it was always like sports cars, and I always saw one that was it was a Subaru. So I've finally managed a few years back, probably 4 or 5 years back now, to get a Subaru Impreza, and the wife did not want me to get it, so I sold her Astra and I bought one. And I said, don't worry, you'll be able to drive it. It'll be your everyday car. You'll be in a nice souped up sporty car, you'll love it. No, Carl, it's not got the space. It's got a shit boot and da da da. So I bought the WRX wagon. So I bought a Scooby Doo WRX wagon, 2.5 turbo, and spent. I don't know if she knows how much I actually spent on it, but I think I bought it for $3,000. And it needed a bit of work doing to it. So I had it on the drive, kept doing little bits and bobs to it as and when, put a bigger turbo on it, different fuel filter, bigger fuel pump, different injectors, the usual stuff. And I turned it into an STI basically. No Rex before you put a question in there. And I sold it in the end because I'd upgraded the clutch. It was a stage 3 racing clutch. So the clutch was about as big as a horse's hair. And she couldn't drive it. She just hated it. It was just horrible for her. So I ended up having to get rid of it. But I sold it for $6,500. So I'd spent probably overall 1,500 quid to 1,800 quid on it. So I made money out of it, which was nice. But I absolutely love that car. I'm so gutted that I haven't got it anymore. Because
the question is, what color was it?
Black. Yeah, it was just black.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a black Scooby WRX. I did want it in blue, but I could not find one to save my life.
I was going to say blue.
Yeah, blue is the go-to.
Bloody oath.
Yeah, so
Why so serious?
Yeah, it was. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. By the way, guys, thank you everybody for your follows. I know there's loads coming in, so I really, really appreciate it. We're just kind of chatting away here, so apologies if I don't see a specific name. So I've got one other question actually. Are you standing up?
I am. Yes, I am.
So you stand up permanently? I never see your face look any different.
So, funny you say that. I stream from 3 to 4 locations because I'm off a laptop, which is great. All the other locations I have, I've got an office and I've got my normal setup.
Right.
So you might see me sitting down at 1 or 2 of them, but I stand up for the sole purpose of my back. So for the past 4 or 5 years, I've always stood up at work. I barely sit down. The body's used to it. There's no issue with it, and I think it's the best thing whatsoever. Also, with my ADHD, it allows me. You might see me rudely just waving and shifting and jumping up, and that's just a way that I can get it out. But yeah, this is how I do it.
Let's focus on that, Bill, if you don't mind. So obviously, ADHD can be very difficult to deal with. Very difficult.
Yep.
My wife's brother suffers with it, and it can really hit people in different ways. Have you ever? Has it ever hit you that bad that you've kind of had to, take some time out, or what was there a time where you've kind of sat there and gone, "Fuck, that I'm really struggling here"?
I guess I'm quite lucky. I'm not going to say quite lucky because that's wrong. Sorry. I'm neurodivergent with ADHD, and that's it. I don't have anything else, which I'm not going to say is a blessing because that's incorrect, but that's how it is. That's what I am. Just ADHD. That's it.
Okay.
All throughout school, I went through all the way through year 12. I'm not sure what it is. I believe it's a college in UK.
Okay.
So when you're whenever you're 18, you finish your schooling. I went through all that, and I was a busy boy, always, getting in trouble. I was always playing sport as my outlet.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the teachers and the principal loved me. So I was very lucky in that sense. I was lucky I was in sport. That's probably why they kept me, because we kept winning them awards and trophies. But I was lucky in the sense that I had this business that I could step into. It's my family business for 54 years. I grew up in it. I remember being a 5-year-old on a 30-ton excavator digger, driving an 18-wheeler, driving a truck when I was 12, So that kept me busy, and I have a big interest in the business. So when I took it over in 2014 or 15 when I finished schooling. I had a lot of work to do, which kept me busy, and I did start to study to
Yeah.
university. Then it clicked. It clicked that something's not quite right.
Yeah.
I can't do both work and study. Did the progress for 6 months to get diagnosed,
Bloody hell.
and it wasn't that I couldn't do the job. It was just fuzzy, fuzzy.
Okay. Yeah.
And I knew it wasn't me. So 6 months got to it. Tried a couple other medicines. Now I'm stuck on a medication which can obviously focus me, and it just clicked.
Yeah.
Now it's something that you have to go through with other things, I guess, and it's very hard to explain. But literally, it's like a door opens and everything just makes sense.
Okay.
I can't. If the way it felt to me, it was like something just hit my heart,
Something worked.
and it just flowed through the whole body, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is it." Now
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that was my this is my full potential, or I'm going to say this is like my Super Saiyan per se. Um, I'm still myself when I'm not on the meds. I'm just not. I'm a bit everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But actually getting this diagnosis of being neurodivergent, getting medicated has just, I'm not going to say it's a new life, but it's aided,
Mm-hmm.
and it has improved the stature of my life, I think.
So
And I could not do it without it.
yeah,
That's the thing.
because you have a long fucking day, Bill.
Oof, yeah.
You touched on kind of what your day looks like, and guys,
Yeah.
this is some madness, and I don't know how he does it. Rex, appreciate that comment, mate. Really do appreciate that. Peaky Blinders, yes, I know what it's like. I have it as well, and take medication for my ADHD. Do you know what? It's mad because the amount of people that I come across in the streaming world or the RP world,
Yeah, I was
that
about to
have
say
it,
the same
it's
thing.
mad because it's
Yep.
almost like that is or streaming or role playing is their medicine to get out of ADHD, not get out of it, but help focus with their ADHD. So it's mad how all that comes across. But yeah, that's madness, mate. Absolute madness. But going back to this day that you've got with the ADHD, it must send your head absolutely wild. Give the guys a flavour of the usual day for Blinky Bill. What time do you get up?
So
What's the process from there? Listen to this, guys.
So
Madness.
I have the routine has stayed the same when I get up and go to bed, around the same. I just slightly modify it to include more streaming now.
Mm.
So regardless, I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes look, it may reach to 3, so be it. Then I try to, at the moment, I hop on till 7 o'clock, 7:30,
Mm-hmm.
and then I run the business. Then I don't get to bed till probably 11, whether I'm after business, I'm streaming, or whether I'm working on the business as well. So I don't get many hours of sleep. At the best, 3.
That is
Sometimes
madness.
I do sleep in,
You live on 3 hours sleep.
but and yes, that's crazy, but that works for me. While I'm young, I guess well, I'm still young. I would classify 30 as young. I can do it. I know it's not a forever. Once again,
Yeah.
but that's my day, literally. Yeah, and even before streaming, it was the same thing, but university, work, then work or university.
Yeah.
And I would say that was a lot unhealthier, for the fact that I didn't have an outlet. And I try not to do any work whatsoever at home. Home is home. I don't want to associate
Yeah, because
anything
you said
at
this.
home.
Yeah, you literally you separate work, streaming, role playing completely out of your family life, don't you?
I try to. Yeah, I don't. Well, yes, I'm on the PD emails constantly, but apart from that, home is home. I don't want to associate anything to do with
Yeah,
work or RP
I
at home.
totally
I
get that.
bring my laptop home. Don't get me wrong. If something was to happen, I might sneak on there sometimes um, if I can.
Hmm.
But I think I don't want to. I already do so much of it, and I
Yeah.
don't want to do it there.
No, that do you know what? It's big kudos to you to do that because I'm in my office at home and I work
Hmm.
from home. Um, I don't do this when I'm working. Um,
Hmm.
so it's really hard to have that kind of home work stream slash role play
Hmm.
balance.
Hmm.
My wife fucking
Hmm.
hates it.
Yeah,
Absolutely hates it. But she's supportive. She loves seeing
yep,
what I'm doing. She loves that I
of
get
course.
joy out of it. So
Yep,
she might not like it, but she lets it happen, which
yep,
I absolutely adore her for doing that.
yep.
We've got a 4-year-old boy. I've got two boys. I've got a 13-year-old and a 4-year-old. Rex, you
Hmm.
cheeky twat, 30 is not old. Um, 36 specifically is not old. But yeah, and she does a hell of a lot, absolute hell of a
Hmm.
lot. As well as working, she's brilliant with Riley, our little one, and I couldn't love her more for what she does and all the
Yep,
crap that she puts up with me. And I'm sure you will probably
yep.
say exactly the same about your missus as well. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
We
it's
can touch about that while we're here. Like
crack on.
she, she. So when I said, oh, I've just joined the server, I'm gonna RP. She was like, oh, righty, I don't quite understand it. She's never watched it as well. She doesn't want to watch it.
Okay.
Keep in mind, she she's a doctor in psychology, so she's very, very, very intelligent. Um, and I think she's okay with it because she can see, well, it's not work, it's not university, it's an outlet. I believe if it was something else, she wouldn't be as comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, she gets minimal time with me during the weekdays, and weekends we can spend more time with it. If I'm here sitting down talking to someone on a game, why can't I talk to her? And I completely understand that, and that's fair.
Yeah.
Um, but she also says, "Yep, it's an outlet. Completely fine with it, and it's getting easier every day." I'm not going to say it's complaining, but it's definitely in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
Um, why am I talking to Bella or Barlow in stream, and she could be having a phone call with me, or I could be home eating a lovely dinner with her.
Yeah.
But once again, it comes to that. She understands how brain works and what we need. And she's as supportive as me when I get a promotion in the city. Than as long as like you guys are,
Yeah.
she loves it.
Yeah.
She's getting to learn it. Um, she still can't believe I pretend to be a police officer in a game. Um,
It's madness, isn't it?
but
It is madness.
I might show her clips sometimes. She finds it funny. She does it all. Yeah. So there is a line as long as I
Oh,
believe you don't cross it, and you
absolutely. Yeah.
communicate, continue to communicate. That's all that matters.
Yeah. And I think that the role play side of things for GTA, we I'm touching on the whole ERP element of role play. There are a lot of
Can we
people.
just is that our emergency response protocol, or are
Yes,
we actually
absolutely.
talking
No.
about
Yeah.
ERP?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, and I personally don't touch on it. Never have do.
Yep.
If I did, my wife would absolutely slice my throat. She wouldn't.
Yep.
That was a joke, guys. But yeah, I respect the boundaries there. There's that there has to be boundaries in place with stuff like that, and things would start coming into play. Well, if you're doing it in city, where else are you doing it? And yeah, it's having
Yeah.
that balance of not doing it and the respect of not doing it as well. I think, but you're
Hmm.
absolutely right. Um,
And you then you can go on the path of, like, for instance, Ryan Stoker. He does this as a full-time job. you can see sometimes he's uncomfortable doing it in, not ERP, but, getting,
Yeah.
joking around and close to that. But for him, it holds his viewers sometimes like it.
Yeah.
Uh, if that's your job, you got to do it.
Yeah.
And he's made it clear before that, his partner knows it's a game.
Yeah.
It's a game. That's it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But if I was to do it, questions and flags would be like, "What the fuck's happening here, mate?" Excuse my French.
No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
You're absolutely right.
yeah. And I believe I'm lucky because I don't believe I do dangle the carrot sometimes, and I do have a little nibble.
Yeah.
For instance, Mimka, you've definitely pushed my
Oh,
boundaries.
Mimka's had everyone, mate. Mimka's had everyone.
100%. I laugh. I know we're cutting off topic here, but there was a VOD with Mimka and Gordon in the old hotel room probably 2 months ago, 3 months ago. It's classic. I love it. But yeah, you can joke around, you can do it all. But yeah, sometimes for me, it's a no go. No.
Yeah, no, that's
No.
yeah, well said.
But I'll hop in Stoker's chat and push it 100%.
Prod him, just prod him, keep push him along.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk about your tech at this point. Tell me about what you're working with.
So I it is on my Discord. I've got only 2 monitor system plus my laptop. Then I got my iPad, and to give it a go, my laptop is, I believe, Rex. No, I'm not a tech guy, but Rex said it's pretty good. I think it's got maxed out everything you could do, apart from there's a new graphic card that's out. So I do run a lot of things for my business, and it just happens to be that this laptop works perfectly for gaming. I believe it probably would. It cost me.
It's the Tory of gaming laptops, Rex says.
I don't know what Tory means. Can someone enlighten me?
So Tory,
is that a joke or
no? So Tories are it's politicians. So you have kind of different parties that represent people, and you've got the Labour Party, which are for the working people. You've got the Conservative Party, otherwise known as Tory, who are for the rich.
Right.
Lowering business tax and all that type of stuff. So yeah, he's calling you a posh, you know what?
So it's there. I've put it in the chat, but I've got obviously Windows 11.
Yeah.
I've got a Core TM i19 something graphics card, GeoForce RTX, whatever.
48,
13, 3 terabytes something. So that's my heart, obviously. I run like a iPad for the any cheat sheets or anything that I have up there. Don't use them much now, obviously, but it does help to have something there.
Yeah, whatever.
I've got Stream Deck Plus, which just allows me to not go onto OBS and mute some things. Unfortunately, I'm a bad habit of taking phone calls during stream. So it's easy just to press that button because my mic does not have a mute button or something on here. I do an Audio Technica mic, which we will touch on, I think, later. But this, I believe, is one of the biggest things you have to have that's good, a mic. I don't care. As long as you have something, a laptop that can obviously operate and run, the mic is a key because no one wants to have a chat with the Pringle can.
Absolutely.
For instance.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right on that one.
That's it. And, obviously, I run my mouse. My mouse has, I don't use it much. I'm getting to learn, but for those who can see, I've got my quick buttons there, as well as just a normal keypad. And that's me. I'm quite basic, but I've got some toys to play with, still learning them all. But I could play this, one of my locations. I've just got my laptop. I've got my one monitor, got my mouse and keyboard and my mic. That's it.
So you run off one monitor?
At another location, yes. Yep.
Bloody hell.
Yep.
I would struggle with that one, mate. I'm not gonna lie. I would struggle with one without more than one monitor.
100%. But it can be done. That's the thing. You don't need all the bells and whistles to start. It's don't get me wrong. It's a positive. It's great. I know Rex Alley would cry. What? Sorry to intrude, but I cry with your cable management. Fix that shit up, please. Jeez. But yeah, I do want a third screen. I do have screens in the office that I can put up there. But yeah, the main ones are obviously what I've said, and I believe a good camera.
Yeah, yeah,
Lighting's
absolutely.
just fancy, you know. This lighting behind me just sets the mood. Is it needed? Probably not. Is it nice? Yes. So
Bill, we've all got it, mate. We've all got it.
yeah.
So someone said to me before, actually, they were like, "Is that a window behind your shelf? And is it daytime?" No, it's RGB.
That's what it is to me. Look, 100%. Yeah.
Or was it you that said that?
It was
Oh,
yesterday, I believe.
Yeah, apologies.
Yeah.
The days amalgamate into one. Yeah, I mean,
What's your setup like?
So I've got.
If you can't do with one monitor, what do you have?
So I've got an Acer widescreen kind of up above, overlooking, and then below I've got an iArmor 144 hertz monitor. To my left, which is kind of what I'm looking at and where the chat is, I use one of them Zopa screens. I would tag this in TikTok in the shop if I could, but I don't sell them. So yeah, these are Zopa monitors. They're like 50 quid in the UK, but it's a 1080p monitor and it's phenomenal. You know, for what I use it for, I literally just have my chat up there.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I've just had a look online.
Yeah, they're brilliant, mate. They can plug into a phone, so you can mirror a phone. Yeah, they do all sorts. Look into them. So I've got the 15.6 inch for that, which I look at that. I initially started off with a single PC. So I had a gaming PC that I started off with, which was an RTX 3070. I can't think what bloody else it was. I have got my specs listed. Let me just check them out. And yeah, so I started off with the single one. So that was the
Rex Alley loves talking dirty specs, mate.
He does, doesn't he? He does.
Rex Alley loves talking dirty specs.
Sorry, I've
mate.
got some. It's showcasing my bloody video, so let me just mute that. So yeah, there's my specs. So yeah, i5 14600K. This is very recently upgraded because a lot of this was pretty standard stuff. And then I realised I can't stream and play at the same time because I was just getting headaches constantly. And I was really struggling with being able to do that. So I kind of went away, bought a new motherboard, better RAM, better processor, better cooling, and just used the same graphics card. So I've got an RTX 3070. But then I thought, while I was kind of streaming, my stream would pause and I'd have connectivity issues, and it just really wound me up. So I went out there, bought another PC. So I've got a streaming PC now. So I run a dual setup, all going through a Go XLR. And I'm finally in a position where I'm comfortable with the buttons and what they do and all that stuff. I do need to kind of set up the Stream Deck side of things because you can, do everything with a button where transitions move and stuff gets muted and all that type of stuff. But that takes a lot of time to set up. So I'm kind of holding off on that before I get the bigger Go XLR, the bigger Stream Deck rather than the 6 one that I've got at the moment. So yeah, it's growing. I'm in a comfortable place now where I've spent enough money up to now, and I'm kind of good to go. And I've got a decent mic, so I've got an SLR microphone going into my Go XLR, and I've got a 1080p HD camera, which was 40 quid. Nothing scary. There's a lot of people out there that have got these, £1,000 cameras, these mirrorless cameras that just show everything. I don't want people seeing my wrinkles at this moment in time. When I get when I get more comfortable.
At 36, you probably would have a lot of them as well.
I have, mate. Yeah, cheers. Yeah, according to Rex, anyway. But you're absolutely right. I mean, if anybody is on the chat that isn't playing or isn't role playing and is considering getting into it, Unique 100% is a great place to do it in. There are some amazing people in there. My first day in Unique, I must have had 7 or 8 people saying to me, "You will absolutely love Mimka," because of the character that I play. I play a
Yeah.
camp.
Yep.
I play a camp police officer, and I am not camp in any way, shape, or form. As hopefully people will probably see, I am straight, married with 2 kids. So, when people were saying you'll get on really well with Mimka, he's amazing, he's so funny, he's just like you, and I was like, who the fucking hell, who's this Mimka guy? I bumped into him on I think it was an art gallery, and yeah, I've never looked back since. So yeah, the people that you'll meet in Unique are phenomenal. Rosary is probably another good example of someone that is absolutely amazing at role play.
Yep.
Her medical role play is top notch.
Yep.
And Gordon, we all know Tyrone. He's
100%.
He plays a fantastic gang character. He's an absolute machine when it comes to his gang character. Me and Jakery, hashtag spotlight on Jake, I kind of left Jake to do the interview with him, and he got absolutely abused by him. He got battered verbally, absolutely battered verbally. Yet he stayed strong and he carried on. So, some of the characters that you see, and we all know Stoker, right? Stoker and Rex are kind of the 2 people that I didn't stop seeing on my bastard Twitch. They're like a rash. They just don't go away. But they're absolutely amazing to watch. And that's kind of where I focus myself on getting to at some point. So get yourself in Unique, guys. You don't need anything amazing to get in there. As long as you've got 16 gig of RAM, a decent enough processor, and a nice enough graphics card, you'll be able to get in there and play.
You touched on it. Do you have a goal that you want to achieve, whether it's viewers or position in the PD or
No, yeah. No, because of how busy I get with work, I really I don't want to. I don't want to sit there and go, I want to do this, because I get so busy with work sometimes, and it's very difficult to sit there and go, I want to do X, Y, and Z when you just cannot plan your time. But I don't stream for the money, really. It's a benefit. It comes with it. I'm not sitting there every night. I'm not doing a Stoker and going, oh, wish someone would give me a uni man. And I know that we all know that's just banter. But
of course,
I don't sit there and hope that I get X, Y, and Z. I just stream for the shits and giggles more than anything. RP wise, I'm head of Chief Inspector of CID at the moment. Hopefully, we're going to get some really interesting changes coming up very soon with the likes of Rex, whether it be with his Arnott character or someone else. I don't know what his plans are there, but there's going to be some cool things coming very soon within the PD. We had a phenomenal evening this evening, which was quite interesting with Jay Corn, who plays a gang character over in Unique. So you guys will be able to see that in the VOD that I post from this. But yeah, the role playing Unique is phenomenal, and the experience that I've had in there so far is great. Even from the staff perspective, there's staff members in there that when something is reported, if someone said something they shouldn't have done or this, that, and the other, they are hot on the toes. They're straight in there doing what they should be doing, which is another great aspiration to have a really good staff team behind you. And that was kind of one of my focuses in the TMC server that we had. We had 15 staff members, and we weren't one of these ban them. If they break a rule, ban them. Give them a ban for 2 days. Give them a ban for 24 hours. We wanted to really help people improve their RP and kind of get better at things, because you've really got to understand with roleplay, you've got to understand whether it's a knowledge issue before it's an attitude issue. RP can be a big struggle sometimes, and I did it the moment I stepped into Unique. I got a warning, I think, within 6 hours, because I'd said a word that I considered to be a banter word, kind of from where I'm from, but it wasn't to everybody else. So it's kind of just really understanding and stepping back and going, hang on, if I say this, is it going to come across differently? Is it going to do this? Is it going to do that? So yeah, so it can be difficult to kind of work your way through all that, but once you've got used to it, it's plain sailing, I think, from there. What about you? What are your aspirations with streaming then? Because I guess you're probably as busier than me owning businesses.
Well, I've got a couple of questions just on the server you had and how that changed RP for you and whatnot, but we'll go back to that.
Yeah,
I'll answer your question.
yeah,
I guess my goal, there wouldn't be a goal as long as I am enjoying it myself. As soon as I am not enjoying it, I'll stop. Whether that is one
yes,
person in chat or 100. Yes, I would love to get that tick. It's not a goal of mine. It's just if it was to happen, so be it.
yeah,
I'm lucky that when I started, I had the one, two, three viewers. Now I just checked the other day; it was an average of nearly 50. Great,
brilliant.
but
Yeah,
um, I don't do it to get big. I
yeah,
want to do it so I can have my time, enjoy, and whoever's watching me, so be it. And I said this before on when we were just mucking around with this viral issue a couple of days ago. I'm really a big believer of you have to be comfortable knowing that some people won't watch you. You'll be busy one day, you'll be quiet one day.
yeah,
You're not going to be as busy as what you see a Tyrone or Cav or Desbag or those guys. You may be so big, great, take it as it will. But I believe that if you're business far out, all good. I believe if you're comfortable in yourself and knowing that, heck, that additional person that's watching me, that one person at the start was one person I never had,
yeah,
and I'm doing something for them.
yeah,
So, like I said, I don't really have a goal. I just want to make content. I want to have fun, have people laugh and enjoy what I'm doing. As soon as I stop enjoying that and it becomes something else, that's where I'll probably stop.
yeah. You're absolutely right. And I think when it comes to some people um, can take things too seriously in the city sometimes.
Yep.
Not unique. I'm talking 5M wide here. And
Yep.
people can take things OOC. So when I'm saying OOC, if there's anybody that doesn't know what that is, that's out of city or out of character. But it's it is actually quite hard to learn when to step away from a situation and just take your mind off it,
Yep.
turn the computer off and get out of it, because
Yep.
some people might say, someone might say something to you in the server being their character, and you think,
Yes.
what the fuck did he just say?
Yep.
Why is he talking to me like that, or why has he called me that? The amount of people and crims that just run up to you and get your hands up your whatever, and they scream profanities at you and whatnot. Some people would take that and go, the fuck, well, I'm not playing that game again. So yeah, there is that point of it's a game. People are playing a character. Understand that. If it gets too much or you get too frustrated, just step back from it. Just take 24 hours away and go, right, stop thinking about it. I'll go and touch some grass. And step away. You're absolutely right, mate. Absolutely right.
And the thing
I
is,
have to
no one with this, well, my community, no one's expecting to go live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think there should be pressure for anyone to do it. And like you said, if you need to have a break, because burnout is real. Like it happens, whether it's mentally or RP wise. Like you could be in the city and just nothing's clicking for you. You're not RPing, or you're just not feeling it. That's fine. Some also people come into the city to touch grass. That's their thing. That's perfectly fine. But like the other day, we had a chase with, I can't remember who it was, but he was absolutely bagging the shit out of Aussies. I didn't take it personal. Probably could have, but I took a step back for a split second, then realized we were in whitelist chat having a laugh,
Yeah.
being best mates just beforehand. And he knew I was Australian. So, it's a game. Yes, people can get a bit into it, but
Yeah.
it's important to step back most certainly because we all enjoy it.
Yeah.
The thing is with RP is when I'm RPing, there's another side to it as well. There's your side
Yeah.
of the RP.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's important to remember as well. That bloke who was having a go at Aussies was making content for me.
Yeah.
Wasn't a dig at me.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you're right. A very, very, very valid point.
With just before I forget, did having your own server change the way you RP'd in Unique? Or was it just the experience of just going through just RP, but actually owning a server and how you see things? Did that change it?
It changed my perspective on how things worked, because when you don't see how things work in the background, I'm going to use cars as an example, because cars are very, very difficult to manage in a 5M server. Not one manufacturer builds cars the same way to another one. They all develop them their own way, and when you get in a car and you're driving, like, fuck's sake, it's crap, it's horrible, it doesn't turn, it doesn't brake. They've probably got 400 other people telling them that the car's exactly the same, or their car is handling exactly the same. So what I think owning a server helped me do was understand what's going on in the background, and gave me a perspective of, hang on a minute, that it's not as easy as just going, well, just turn it off or just change that. It's not as simple as just going, just change this.
Yep.
There's with scripts, for example, scripts are brilliant when you're purchasing them off somebody that's developed it. But it's not as simple as that. You might bring a script in that works perfectly and does exactly what it's meant to do, but then it breaks another script because it's conflicted somewhere. And maps is a big thing. So, and it happened today in Unique where they got rid of the Legion and brought in a new Legion, and when you're bringing in new maps, which is kind of what all these these special buildings that you see in, so people's houses or businesses or different types of buildings in the middle of the city, they're all maps. So they're all made by a graphic developer, but not one map will work the same in every other server, because if you've got a different servers with different maps, that developer of that specific map that you've just put in doesn't know that you've got X, Y, and Z map that will conflict. So to give you a perfect example of this, in the TM server we owned, it was, we'd brought in the new PD. So the PD that Unique use, we had that initially and it worked absolutely perfectly. But then we brought in another PD over at the City Hall, where the big City Hall is. And the minute we brought it in, there was just random billboards all over the city, just plonked in the middle of the air, and that's called a conflict. So when you start flying around, you go, hang on, why is that billboard floating in the middle of the floor? It's because there's a conflict. So you've brought a map in that's conflicting with another map, but it's when you've got 200 maps in a server, it's very, very hard to then articulate where that issue's coming from. So you might put that map in, but you've then got to work out what other map is causing that problem. And that can take absolute weeks, because you've got to clear them all out, put them in one by one, find out where that billboard comes in.
You're joking me.
And it's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. So my kind
is
of...
that done in dev, or is that actually done live?
I think this is the other issue, because 5M is huge. 5M is absolutely monstrous. The amount of servers that are out there is unbelievable. There are tens, if not 20s of thousands of servers out there. So I primarily started at UG. So UG is a UK server called United Gaming. Probably the biggest, or one of the biggest in the UK when I first started, probably 4 years ago-ish. And it was a brilliant server. It was run on what's called QB. So QB Core is the type of framework that kind of underpins the server in the background, and it was great. So what we then did, I became owner of a business in Unique, paying £200 a month to be a business owner in the server, between three of us at the time. But I became server owner. Worked really well with another owner there, and it just came to the point where we went, do you know what? Well, I'm not really finding Unique UG anymore. It's changed, and they're very money focused, and they want a lot of money coming in, and so we kind of decided to jump ship. But we got offered a staff position in another QB server that had started up that probably had 60, 70 people in a night, which was nice. So we started there, and then we found out they were looking to sell, and we thought, well, fuck it, let's give it a go. Let's buy it off them. We will still have the player base. We've got all the scripts in there, but rather than actually purchasing the server, we gave them a bit of money, because the guy that owned it was a developer as well. So we gave him a bit of money and said, okay, look, we'll give you the money, and then when we get it to how we want it, we'll then start purchasing the individual scripts off you, and we'll take complete ownership.
Yep.
We got absolutely shat on, and he ran away with the money. One thing that you'll probably realize with 5M, it can be a lot of the people, a good majority of people can be absolute arseholes. They can. That's just the world of 5M. There are a lot of people out there that join a city just to take the mick, or call people names, or spawn in buses here, there, and everywhere, or just shoot people. Unfortunately, that's the world of 5M. But when that happened to us, obviously we were quite kicked in the stomach about it, and we thought, let's just go and start afresh. So we went and built a QB 5M server from the ground up, called Utopia. We got it to a really good place where we were happy with all the maps in there, the scripts that we had in there, and we had the opportunity that fell onto our lap of being able to go down the TMC route. So TMC is the framework that is underpinned by Unique, or underpins Unique, should I say. And TMC is a very solid, robust, it's the colouring scheme and all the menus and all that, they all look the same, and that's why people love TMC, because it's easy to use. Everyone knows what they're doing. There's none of these third eye menus that you've got to use on your mouse and all this type of stuff. So we did that. Long story short, I had a falling out with the owner, which it just happened, and I said, right, I'm done. I've had enough of pulling my hair out, trying to fix things. Then I'm arguing, and he wanted things one way, I wanted things another. So we just kind of kept battering heads. So I said, look, I'm going. I want my money back. Not my money. I wanted my share of what I'd put into it back. Gave him all the scripts that kept the city up and running, and I left. And that's when I joined Unique. Utopia is still up and going. It's still there. I don't think there's many people in it. I've probably seen around 10 people in it now and again, but that's majority of the time is just the staff. But that's the pain of a new server. You've got to go through that 6 to 12 months of not really getting anybody in it. So yeah, it was really difficult. But seeing going back to your question, seeing how all that worked in the background kind of made me really understand the benefits of what you're seeing in a city and how things work. And Unique, I know 2 of the devs in Unique, and they're phenomenal. For what they can do and how they can build a script with the click of a finger and get something up and running. They've done some really cool K9 stuff quite recently that I've seen. To have a city that gives you the ability to get brand new scripts that have just been built off the top of someone's head to change your role play experience is brilliant. So Unique really is a unique place to be in, because you've got some really good developers there. You've got some really good role players there. A very well performing city as well. And yeah, the devs really underpin it. really underpin it. So
Yeah.
that will, hopefully that's answered that question.
Yeah, I think getting to know a bit behind, obviously nowhere near what you've mentioned, but things that I wanted change when I was Romeo, when I was chief inspector, and getting those things
Why
changed.
so
Not
serious?
accessing those platforms, but seeing it more.
Yeah.
You definitely understand.
Hmm.
Yeah, right. Um, you have to appreciate it. After all, that they're giving us a platform that we love
Yeah.
and have our outlet for. So, yeah, definitely.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
And I was talking to one of them and the devs and the staff, and they may have. Keep in mind, they may have 30 to 40 tickets open at any one time.
Hmm.
Um, I've had a ticket open for a while to develop some things in PD with projector and displaying on a wall, some training. Got to be patient because
Yeah.
Rome wasn't built in a day. Unique won't be built in one day either. And you definitely, I think, if everyone can understand that and be aware, I think RP World would be a lot better. Not just throwing your hands
Yeah.
and a hissy fit at, oh shit, this is shit. This isn't working. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right.
100%.
Um,
Yeah.
So I want to talk about the future now.
Yes.
I am conscious of time. Are you okay for time, Bill?
I have pushed everything aside for this, mate.
Oh, look at that.
So we
Look at
are
look at
staying on viral-ish
Look at that
till
dedication.
that's it. I may have to take a phone call or two very quickly, but I don't. Yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
dealing it as we are with messages, so it's okay, mate.
That is greatly appreciated, Bill. Thank you, mate. So the future. What does the future look for Bill? Obviously, Bill has just been promoted to Sierra X-Ray 4, 3, 4, 4,
4, mate. Yeah.
4. Do we see Gold Command, Bill?
I'll be honest. I would, in my application, I've always said I wanted to be gold or commissioner. I don't think it's going to happen for the fact that I personally believe that BlinkyBill is limited and won't get pushed any further because of the hours.
Yeah.
Last thing we want to do is have someone in there again. And I'm not saying the previous gold were terrible. Like they all did really well. Like I bonded with them great, but we want people active.
Yeah.
But BlinkyBill can't be that one. I can be active from before storm till just after storm. I can be very active from very early in the morning till lunchtime.
Yeah.
If that's something that they can see fit that works for them and is a GX position, beautiful. That's where I want to be at the end of the day. But I want I plain and simple. Yes, I want it there. Do I see it happening? Not for a long time, or they have to be comfortable with knowing my limitations.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, in real life comes first for me.
Yeah.
My
absolutely.
business comes.
It has to, doesn't it?
100%. Exactly right. But I definitely want to. Yeah, definitely want to be gold. I think a lot of people do as well.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
a lot of people have also said, like I've seen it. They've said to me, and I don't take it with the. I don't take it. I take it like a grain of salt. It's ducks off a water back for me. People have said, yeah, he's SX4 because he flies in. There's no crime and he's flown under the radar. So be it, mate. Like if you want to believe that, that's fine, mate.
Yeah.
I have nothing against that.
Yeah.
But some people obviously think I'm doing something right. I've put in a lot of hours outside of what you see in city doing stuff, and I will continue doing that going forward. So I want GX. Of course, I want GX1. I'm more than happy with where I'm at the moment, and I didn't even think I was going to be in silver this rapid, to be fair.
Yeah.
And I'm very lucky. Things have actually aligned up perfectly.
Yeah.
When Luther came on board, there was no sergeants. I got whacked into a sergeant position. All the other sergeants that were there were in trouble, either left or got dismissed. When inspector come up, Molly pushed for me to become inspector. Steele was still there. He was busy. I think Molly's the one that pushed it. So I got in inspector. And then a couple of weeks later, Steele got silver, obviously.
Yeah.
Those things, yes, they happen regularly in PD, but not that quick. And I just happened to be sitting there perfectly. And I presume they would have seen me being active and doing all the training, the interviews, and they would have just seen that, woken up to a big list of what BlinkyBill's done while everyone's asleep. Beautiful. He can do it. But my goal, yeah, GX1 somewhere.
Very nice. Watch out, Roberts.
Yourself, mate?
Do you know what? I don't really want to aspire to be or do anyone. I certainly wasn't expecting to be Delta One at this stage.
Yep.
To be a chief inspector, but
appreciate it, Rex. By the way.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Sorry. The and fucking Rex. This is Rex's fault as to why I'm Delta One, but it's as you say. It might not be how often you're in city or how many arrests you're making or how good your MDTs are. Yep. I did a bit of work in the background, making an SOP for the drones and doing a case file spreadsheet and all that type of stuff. That will hopefully will kind of have the building blocks of CID going forward. But yeah, it's not just what's in city. It's the dedication that you've got out of city.
Yeah, 100%.
So I've got some quick fire questions for you, Bill. You don't know this.
Go for it.
This is a surprise to him, guys. So if anybody wants to use the exclamation clip, please feel free to do so. So these are quick fire questions, Bill. So these are 2 answers. Which one are you picking, basically, out of the 2?
Ooh, okay.
They are. I've tried to get some Aussie ones if I can.
Yep.
So if they are mispronounced or they're wrong, don't shout at me. So, Vegemite or Nutella?
Vegemite.
Wow, straight in with
because lactose intolerant.
Okay.
If I wasn't lactose intolerant, Nutella any day of the week. I'm sorry.
Good lad. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I would eat that by spoonfuls back in the day, mate.
Yes, I am right.
Not so much Vegemite. You can't eat that spoonful.
Oh, no, Jesus Christ. Sausage sizzle or meat pie?
Sausage sizzle, mate. Any day of the week.
What's a sausage sizzle?
Sausage sizzle is just a bunch of sausages. I would classify probably 10 or more on a barbecue, sizzling away.
Oh, right.
So just a way of cooking it.
Literally as it says on the tin. Right, cool. Right, this is probably going to be a shocker on this one, but Kookaburra laugh or ibis scream?
Kookaburra. Oh, that's a hard one.
I don't even know what these are.
So Kookaburra laugh is a very... I'm not going to do it because I don't want it clipped.
Fucking do it. Come on, Bill. You've got to do it.
I literally don't think I don't think I can, but it's like literally it's the word kookaburra. Kookaburra ra ra ra. Very high pitched, very loud.
Right.
I would rather that because irises, they're just dirty and disgusting. I don't like them.
What an ibis? What are they? What are they? An area of, or
an ibis?
Yeah, ibis.
No,
scream.
an ibis is like they don't. An ibis is obviously it's a bird.
Yeah.
It's with a. They don't really scream, and they don't do it much. But it's
let me see.
A bird that's like a dinosaur with a long beak, no hair on its head, black, and then white feathers.
Right.
Can you get it up?
Let's have a look. Did you hear that then? Let's see.
Sorry. And they're like, their scream, are you talking about a call or scream? They're just like a little...
Jesus.
It sounds like a frog, but a lot higher pitched.
Right. Let's have a look. Ibis scream. Sound of the honking ibis. Let's have a look.
If you can find
that bin. Some people call them.
Find a kookaburra, and that's better. They're also known in Australia as bin chickens. Just to let you know, they love eating through waste and bins.
Yeah, that's can't see that one. Yeah, well, they've got a long beak, haven't they? By the looks of it, a really long beak that can pop in the bins. Okay. Drop bear or magpie?
Drop bear.
That
I don't know what a drop bear is, to be
new
fair,
one to
mate.
you?
Aussie drop bear. Boop. Oh, koala bear.
Oh, is that what it is? A drop bear is a koala
Yeah,
bear.
yeah. So, or a magpie.
Yeah.
Right. So, koalas, they're cute. They make this terrible like noise at night that can scare the shit out of you.
Clip that.
So, but the I'm a magpie for the fact that I am part of the Collingwood Football Club.
Okay.
I'm a member.
Yeah.
They're the magpies, true and through. So, yeah, magpies.
You're a magpie. Right, okay. Bondi or bush?
Oh, I hate sand. I hate the beach. So I'm not going Bondi. I'm going bush. I don't mind a bit of camping, mate.
You like a
On
bit
the
of bush?
fire. Yeah, on the fire. Have a fire. The nature. Yeah.
BlinkyBill prefers bush, guys. BlinkyBill prefers bush.
You heard it here first.
Heard
it here first.
So we'll touch on gaming or streaming. Would you prefer your mic to go on mute or your cam to freeze in a glitch?
At least freeze so I can continue communicating. Hopefully, it's not frozen in a weird position.
That's the next one, isn't it? That's the next one.
But yeah, it has to be that.
Okay, so we're gonna go for some general chaos Q&A. So let's do 40 degrees Celsius or 4 degrees Celsius.
Nah, 4, mate. I'm a big believer in putting on as much clothes as you want.
Okay.
You can only take a certain amount of clothes off.
Yeah.
And when you're outside, there's no aircon. I melt. If you ever watch Frozen, I am that the snowman. Yeah. Heat destroys me. My aircon's always on at the house or in the office during summer. And we hit 40 plus days regularly in summer, and it's terrible.
I can imagine.
So,
I can imagine.
Yeah, no. The cold, mate. I can live with the cold whatsoever. That's easy.
Okay. Internet outage or power cut?
Internet outage. Yep.
Internet outage.
I'd prefer that because then I can do.
Why so serious?
If I don't want to do any work, make it power outage, and I'll go do something else during the day.
Okay. Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay? Now this is a big one.
No.
No
so
pineapple.
No pineapple. So for those who don't know, I am 3/4 Italian. I have dual citizenship. I have a property over there. So I parla Italiano. Mia famiglia Italiano.
Christ, we've learned something new here first, guys. It's an exclusive.
So if I see someone with pineapple in their face, I'm more than happy to throw it in their face. Pineapple in the pizza, I'll throw it in their face. It's not meant to be. I understand why, and I'm a big believer in eating Italian style pizzas. Not so much toppings.
Yep.
I don't mind a westernized pizza, but not pineapple, mate.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, and it looks like Rex's as well.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do one more. Croc shoes or Croc the animal?
Oh, Croc shoes any day of the week.
Oh God,
any day of the week.
I hate Crocs.
Sports mode, 100%. They're just easy to put on. Go around in the garden or in the garage, or
it's just the thought. It's the thought of all them holes in them and everything getting to your feet.
But well, that's fine. That's fine. You've got Croc attachments that actually plug into those holes. You can have a small fries, a small burger. You can have a dinosaur. Fill it all in, mate.
Are you a salesman for? Are you on commission, Bill?
I should be.
You should be, mate. That was banging. That was absolutely banging.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Right. I mean, that's the fun part over the chat. We have done non-stop chatting, Bill, and from the bottom of my heart, mate, I can only thank you for the time and effort that you've put into to the first episode of Viralish, mate.
Thank you for the opportunity.
I think it's been a great success. And I think what we're probably we've got to be nice, right? We've got to be nice to the people that are watching this.
Most certainly.
I think it's probably a good time to get some people up. What do you think?
Yep. Most
Yeah?
certainly.
I think it's only right that we get Rex up. What do we think?
100%.
Are
Let's
you
get
up
him
for it,
on.
Rex?
As long as he's had his shower, done his hair,
Yep.
internet connection is fine. We're ready to rock and roll.
Right. Okay. This is where it might all go wrong, guys. But we'll see. We'll see. So we're going to switch to the 3-cam mode. 3-cam mode.
Boom, activated.
Let's see if this works. So I'm going to get a Rexality.
Also, if people have questions, feel free just to put them
absolutely.
in the chat.
Yeah, and if you want to get up on
we are
stage to
looking
ask
at
the
it
question,
often enough. Yep, even
please,
better.
Please let us know. Right, where is he? Where is he? I'm trying to find him. There he is. Exality.
Who's the special guest? I got the special guest right here.
There's a special guest.
This is Silver X-Ray Doggo. Right here.
What a cute dog. Look at that dog.
In the office as well. She loves work.
That is a very, very cute dog.
Silver X-Ray dog, mate.
Silver
SX
X-ray
doggo.
dog.
How are ya? What are you doing?
Rex is in. Rex is in.
Oh, come on. This is a cam podcast, mate. Technical issues.
I hope not. What's going on, Rex?
Maybe he's in Bora Bora for Twitch as well.
Quite possibly. Quite possibly. I just want to make sure. Oh, there he is.
Oh.
Look at that.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Look at this sexy man. He's gelled his hair. Look at him.
Oh, look at it.
Stop it. Stop it.
How are we? Are we good, mate?
Yeah, good of you.
Very well. Very well, thank you.
Why am I so fuzzy?
I don't know. You look all right to me, love.
You look cleaner.
Very
You
nice.
look crisper than anything, mate.
No idea.
What have you been up to?
Oh, what's going on?
What have you been up to, Rex? Talk to me. Talk to me.
Let's go.
Tanning it up in Bora Bora, mate.
Oh.
What's it like?
Can
over
I ask a
there?
question? Did you have to stop straight away when you got that, or how did it happen
When
when
I
you
got
got
banned?
informed? Yeah.
They basically said finish the scene that you're doing and
Yeah,
then fly out.
Bloody hell.
Okay, that's how it works.
That's what-
Right, yeah.
That's what Packet said. Yeah, he said finish. Obviously, if I wasn't streaming, they would have just done it.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
But they said he said, yeah, fair enough. Just finish what you're doing, which was a chase from a art gallery, which was an absolutely unbelievable chase. By the way, it went on for 45 minutes, all around the city. And then I messaged them when I was finished and said, yeah, you can do it now if you want. And yeah, sent me away for a week.
Wow. So what have you been doing in the meantime, mate? I did notice you on TikTok earlier this
Yeah,
afternoon.
I've just been experimenting with some TikTok stuff. To be fair, it's nice to have a little bit of time to go and do stuff like that. I did some interactive streams with chat, which was really cool.
Yeah. Nice. I did see that.
Other than that, I've literally just been sort of working on background stuff so that when I do come back to Unique on Sunday, hopefully, my stream's in a better place because I've worked on the stuff in the downtime. And to be honest, sorry, I've been screaming and shouting all day at that game, by the way. My voice is absolutely wrecked. It's absolutely finished. But so that when I do come back, it's a positive comeback rather than
Yes.
rather than something
Yeah,
daft.
yeah, of course.
Good.
So that's,
Did you
that's
did
all I've
you
been
know
doing.
there was someone that applied for an application as Steve Arnott?
Yeah, as soon as the application, the ticket got
Why
opened, I got
so
tickets,
serious?
photos all in my Discord of it.
Yeah,
So I believe that's
which
been sorted by staff now, anyway.
it has. Yeah, it has.
Because he's basically said he was aware of my character, and he wanted to call his Steve, and then basically the staff have explained to him that Sam Arnott was originally Steve Arnott, and I had to change it for the BBC, basically kicking off, or to stop the BBC from kicking off.
The BBC. What do you mean
Yeah,
by
right.
that?
So Steve Arnott is a character. He's a anti-corruption detective in a
Oh yes,
TV show called
Line
Line of Duty. Yeah.
Yes, I remember.
One of my favorite shows of all time, by the
Absolutely,
way. It's
yeah, right there
absolutely
with you.
phenomenal television.
Amazing.
And obviously before I started doing PD, I just did crim. So I had to very quickly think of a PD character.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it, I'll just pick one from my favorite police related TV shows. I did that. He was Steve Arnott for about a month and a half.
Right.
Oh, that long.
And then yeah, it was quite a while. It was quite a while. I'm sure it was about a month, maybe 5 weeks, then give or take.
Wow.
So he was very well established as Steve. A lot of people still call him Steve.
Right.
And then I got pulled into a ticket one day, and they said, "Yeah, you can't use that name anymore because it's a BBC character." I said, "Oh, fair enough. What can I change it
Really?
to?" They basically told me I had to change the entire name, like, and think of something completely different initially. And I sort of argued the case that he's already established now.
Wow.
So I argued to keep the surname. I said, let me keep the surname, and I'll just change his first name." And what I thought was, well, if I can, obviously on the radio and to everybody else,
Yeah.
he's S. Arnott. So I thought, well, if I just pick a different first name with
Change it up a bit.
same surname, it's still like everyone calls him Arnott anyway. There's very
Yeah.
few people now that call him Sam or Steve.
Yeah.
So everyone just
Well,
refers to him by
Biscuit's
Arnott.
coming in slowly.
Biscuits. Well, Biscuit's dropped now, mate, since you stopped hanging around with me. So
Oh fuck! Here we go.
So, I'm going to ask your opinion, Rex. What have you thought of the first episode of Viral-ish?
I didn't come in right at the start because I didn't know you were fucking doing it, to be honest. But
I mean, it's been all over. It's been all over the live stream.
Wow.
Mate. It's been all over the live. That's
It's
no
on the
excuse.
whitelist chat.
No
I streamed until about 10 p.m.
Wow.
Then I did a little bit of editing that I needed to catch up on whilst watching. I was dotting around Twitch. I was watching Ryan for a little bit just because clout chase. And then I jumped over to Deggy because we were talking about that who shall not be mentioned.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, bored of like Deggy went off. Ryan was tossing it off doing something. So I was like, I'll bounce around and see what's going on. And then obviously I clicked on yours after you ignored me on Discord.
Well, yeah.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
what's going on here? So then since then I've genuinely I've been hooked. Like it's nice to. It's a very rare opportunity, I think, that role players get the opportunity to learn about the person behind the character.
Yeah.
Like I obviously know you, but I know you both outside of it, but to a very limited degree.
Yeah.
So to like get some insight into the people that play the character, it's fascinating. I'll be so honest. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. I'm not just saying that because I'm here, my face is there. Genuinely.
No, I appreciate that.
It's interesting. It's interesting to see like who you are, who you actually are, not just which I think is missing a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that play arse-holy characters that are absolutely sound in real life.
Yeah.
And that sort of gets skipped over quite a lot. People see people as their characters, and a perfect example of this. And don't get me wrong, me and him have had our differences, but a perfect example of this is Tyrone.
Yeah.
Tyrone plays the arseholy gangster who does all this and does all that, but he's actually a nice lad.
Yeah.
He's obviously the biggest content creator in Unique, which people obviously take offense to for some fucking reason. God knows I've had my differences with him over the time that I've been Unique, but it's nice to get that insight into the people behind, so you can understand like that everyone is
Yeah.
ultimately, even if like so all of us here, right, pretty much use our own voice.
Yeah.
Um, so it's very difficult sometimes, I think, for people to differentiate between the RP and the character.
Well, you say
So
that, and a lot of people were shocked when I started talking because we were in the, I think we were in the PD Discord one night, on a call out of city, and they were all like, "Who's that? Who's that talking?" And then next thing it was like, "Hang on a minute, is that Kyle?" And people kind of always thought
mm,
that the way I'm speaking in city is kind of the way I am out of city, which hopefully people see that that is clearly apparently not the case. Oh, Jess Patterson's in. Hi, Jess.
hi Jess.
So yeah, it's mad.
Back to work, Jess, mate.
And I think back to work. Fucking CRX Ray 4 on duty. Jesus. Yeah, and I think that this whole podcast that was one of the reasons why I started. I didn't see anybody doing anything like this, and I've always had a fascination with the person behind the character. TikTok is a good way of seeing that. Especially with you, Rex. You're always about on TikTok. You're always doing different things. You've got a really good following, and seeing you out of RP on the TikToky or even on here is actually it's nice to see because you get to see what you like in real life, and then all of a sudden someone sends you a donut that scares the shit out of you, and the true you comes out, right? And that's kind of where it was born. And what I will say, chat, to be honest, is Rex was alongside Bill one of the first people that I asked to do this, and exactly like Bill was straight there saying, "I'm right there with you. Give me a shout. Let me know when you want to do it." So I can only thank you, Rex, and hopefully you'll stand by that word.
No, of course, man. Like I said, even before I saw you guys tonight, like I already understood the premise and the ideology behind it, and that's yeah.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I thought it was going to be. So yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
props to the both of you because it was great.
No, I appreciate that, mate. You got any questions for Bill, Rex?
I've asked him so many questions over the time we've known each other, haven't I, Blinkers, mate?
Secret Hole 44, mate.
Hidey Hole 44. That's such a throwback now when you
Those are
think
the
about it. Like
days.
the last time we went there, we were both PCs.
Nah. Oh,
Wait.
yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we were. We
Shit.
were.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ollie, mate. Appreciate that.
And now look at you.
And,
Sierra X-Ray 4 in the flesh.
Sierra
Who would've thought, huh?
X-Ray 4 blinkers.
I would have thought.
Jesus.
Flying,
Christ.
Like I
mate.
said, fly in, do nothing, no crime, and just see where it goes. Get you.
That is it.
I'm the
That is
prime
it.
example, guys.
That's the way to do it, mate. It's the way to do it. Well, I think Jess is talking away. Jess, do you want to come up and say hello? Cams are mandatory, by the way.
Mandatory camera session, Jess. Mandatory.
Yep. It's an instant strike if no cameras.
You will be meta striked, all right?
Better strike. Love that. I'll turn the viewer call-ins on. So if anybody does want to come up on stage without us hand picking you, just give it a little call in at the top. Just click the call in button. If we see some people, if you've got a question for Bill or me or even Rex, just jump on.
As long as it's not Bora Bora related.
Yeah.
I think that's a good
touchy
idea.
subject. Touchy.
Which, by the way, right, while we're waiting for people to join, right, by the way, let me, because I haven't actually technically addressed this or spoken about it yet, right? there was obviously everyone knows what happens. It's been all over the stream. It's been all over TikTok. It's been absolutely fucking everywhere. It's all I've had for 48 hours, which it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Let me just say, right, that what happened that night when I did do a generational crash out, um, it shouldn't have happened. It was very, very stupid. It was borderline childish, and um, I think it was a culmination of a lot of different things that had been going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not an I'm not making excuses, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to help you understand my mindset at the time was not a good one.
Yeah.
And I think it just sort of peaked and then boiled over, and then it's like that. What I can promise is that when I do return to Unique, I will do better. Okay, the crash outs will stop
Well,
because it's getting a bit much now, isn't it?
no, I mean, and we kind of said this before. Role play can really, really get to you, especially when
Yeah.
you're doing
Oh,
it for such a
100%.
long time.
100%.
And as you've just said, getting away and being able to focus on something else gives you that fresh mindset to come back in as not necessarily a better person or a better streamer, but a more calm and collected version of you.
Well, definitely. I was when I was speaking. Obviously, I've been having conversations with Stoker and Deggy the last couple of days.
Yeah.
And I basically said to them what has happened like in the aftermath of me. Obviously, I've been banned for 7 days and I've lost content creator. Um,
Oh,
Wow, I didn't know
yeah,
that.
well, yeah, oh yeah. It's it's tough to take. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't want to spend 7 days away, but also I think it was needed.
Yeah.
And I said this to Deggy yesterday when we had a good long discussion yesterday about it all. Like, with everything that was going on, obviously with that who shall not be mentioned, and stuff outside of that, and stuff that happened before that. Obviously, Arnott got fucking sacked and then rehired, and then
Yeah.
it just felt. I think
That was the catalyst.
a lot of situations were out of my control.
Yeah.
Um, And I think that sort of built up over time, and it's built up over time and it's sort of manifested in frustration, which is then obviously manifested into a major fucking crash out.
It's crashing out. It's
Um,
crashing out.
so I think having a week off is gonna do me well. It's gonna allow me to reset, recalibrate, get everything sorted that I need to get sorted, and then yeah, hopefully come back with a more positive mindset. Because the honest truth is the couple of days leading up to it, I wasn't enjoying it.
mm,
I was almost flying in out of sort of like because I felt like I needed to rather than because I wanted to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
mm. We were just talking about that earlier.
Which has never been my approach to RP. I fell into RP by complete accident.
Yeah.
Um, about what I mean, how long have I been doing it now? 10 months. Like, I haven't been doing it that long. Um, I just sort of fell into it, and then I've only ever played in Unique.
Yeah.
I played Crim for the first, oh, God knows how long, and then fell into PD, fell in love with PD, and I've never looked back since. I only ever now fly my Crim character in as if I'm fucking about with Roger.
Yeah.
Like
When you need a meta
that's it.
Roger.
If there's yeah, well, if I need to meta him, or if there's something funny going on that he wants me
Yeah.
involved with, or whatever, it's the only reason that character gets used now. Like I am known, I think, in Unique as a PD streamer, which is crazy to think about considering I haven't been doing that long.
Yeah.
So a reset's going to be nice. I haven't even considered like going anywhere else or leaving or
Yeah.
anything like that.
But
It's just I think a
you say
reset's going
that
to be nice.
I don't even think that even would have come to my mind. You thinking or considering somewhere else. When I heard that, I was thinking the exact same. Time away, good. He won't be looking anywhere else.
Yeah.
Unique's your home, mate. That's it.
No,
At the
I
end of
mean
the day.
like the original plan with Arnott, like what 10? No, not even that. Maybe 8 days ago now was to CK him because I felt like the character had
Mm,
come to its natural end. That wouldn't have meant me leaving Unique and going to another city and taking Arnott there. That was get rid of him, start again with a new character, do a new voice because I've my biggest regret with RP, and it'll annoy me forever, is that all of my characters have used my voice.
Mm.
Like, I can do accents and I can do impressions and I can do voices. I've never put it onto an RP character.
Mm.
So that's my biggest regret. So that was what I wanted to do, was get rid of Arnott and create a new character with a new voice that no one would have been expecting, and no one, until they pulled my stream up, would have known it was me.
Yeah.
And then obviously Deggy came to me and said, we've got an idea. We want to see what you think about it. And then that's when obviously he pitched the whole Scorpion idea. In its like interim phase, by the way, like literally it was just a very basic idea of what he'd done before,
Yeah.
and how me and Marsh wanted to adapt it into Unique and bring it in to bring the higher quality roleplay that we were talking about. So I mean, even now, like the way how it is now is very, very infant. It's very much in its infancy. It's very much early stages of almost development, if you like, as a unit, or as, because ultimately the whole idea initially was it would be completely separate from everyone else.
Mhm.
Completely separate from everyone. It would literally be just its own division, and that is it. And then obviously conversations went on and went on and went on, and obviously people expressed their concerns, which they're right to do, right? But then the idea sort of changed to it being a almost like a super division of a combination of CID and Trojan coming together, so that Trojan 1 and Delta 1 would look over the division. It'd be a subdivision basically, with an inspector as Scorpion 1, CT 1, which would be the call sign, and then both sort of divisions have an input on it, which I think is where it's sort of sat at the minute, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
Um, where that goes from here, I mean, everyone I think saw sort of Deggy gave everybody a taste tonight in that scene of the Scorpion idea of what the unit was about, like targeting high ranking individuals and bringing them to justice by any means necessary. That doesn't necessarily follow the SOPs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which I spoke to Jay Corn about it shortly after the scene, and he thoroughly enjoyed it because it gave him a bit of extra RP.
Yeah.
Um, but the idea, and I think I'll be brutally honest, I don't think, like, when I put the TikTok out about it and when I announced it on stream, I don't think I explained it properly at all. Um, it just came across as it's just CID with guns, which is not. It's not that there is obviously a detective CID aspect to it, in that we build intel portfolios and target packages and stuff like that. But I think I explained it in such a stupid way that when everybody either watched the VOD or saw the TikTok, the conclusion that was jumped to was it's just trying to take work away from CID and work away from Trojan. But that was never the case. The idea was that this unit would run in parallel with both of them, and they'd
Yeah.
all assist each other in doing things. Like it might
Yeah.
come that, like, I think the original plan that Deggy had pitched was that CID, because of how much work they get pulled into, would focus more on gangs because they've got the numbers. That obviously have the numbers with their assistance from Trojan, and then Scorpion would more solely focus on just targeting individuals as a group of 6.
Mm.
Um, and then now I think it's more so developed into a sort of collective between Trojan and CID, which would then sort of come down into a subdivision, which would be Scorpion between the two divisions. Which I like the idea of it,
Mm-hmm.
and I said this to Deggy. Like, I don't, like, I'm not bothered about answering to the likes of Capone or Robinson, for example, because they know how to do their division best. Like, as a character, Arnott has not really that much experience with firearms. He also, as a character, doesn't really have that much idea with CID. I do, as the person who plays the character, because it's obviously something that interests me. But putting that across in the character, so um, having to sort of go to Robinson and go to Capone and go to obviously the other inspectors across the both divisions respectively would have been good. It creates more RP for CID in that there's joint operations that
Yeah.
get executed,
Yeah.
and it's vice versa. Like
Yeah.
it gives us the extra RP across everyone and the entire city, like we saw with Jay Corn tonight.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just a case of we'll chase you, we'll arrest you, we'll take you to prison, we'll ask for your lucky number, and we'll fuck you off. It
Yeah.
was a long, drawn out scene, and I think that was the initial plan, and then obviously from there, from my fucking explanation on TikTok. By the way, Deggy and Marsh asked me not to announce it. By the way, they said
Oh,
don't say anything
and you
about it,
did.
and the honest truth is, right, I was so down in the dumps with how the Arnott situation has played out. In that, after 8 months in PD, is still a PC. A new lease of life, especially for a streamer, became exciting, and I was like almost
Yeah, of course. I can imagine
overcome by
100%.
the excitement of not only are we doing something that's new that no one has tried before in Unique, but it's exciting for me. It's something that I haven't tried before. Obviously, Mickey Mountain was going to be Scorpion 2. So it was exciting for him and his chat to have this new sort of dynamic to the way they play the city. So I honestly got consumed by the excitement, and I was like, fuck it, I'm announcing it. And I just did, which
Yeah.
was stupid. I shouldn't have done it. I should have waited until we had the chance to sit down with everybody and explain it. But it is we can't change that now.
No, absolutely. We have got a question actually from Ollie. What is the best part of RP you came across in the last 10 months, Rex?
Oh Jesus! I mean,
There's going to be a
there's
lot
been
to
some
pick from there.
yeah, there's been some really, really, really like quality stuff, and like obviously I'm quite a jokey like person, so naturally I sort of attract more to the silly scenes, the funny scenes, the bit where you can have a laugh where there's a bit of content. But I do enjoy like the serious side of it.
Yeah.
But to pick one specific thing would be fucking almost impossible. There's been so
Probably
many
just Secret
examples
Hole
from
44, I reckon.
Hidey Hole 44 was the pinnacle of PD. But like to pick like a very specific thing is almost impossible. Like there's been when I was obviously a crim, so for those that don't know, my crim character was the manager of Ends Mechanics, or one of. There was about 3 or 4 of us. So like doing all of that stuff was interesting.
Yeah.
But then switching it, I think I've had the best scenes and the best experience since I joined PD.
Mm-hmm.
I think my favorite one, and it will stick with me, is when I chased Kev out of the tunnel, and we had a really funny foot pursuit. And I did a TikTok video about it ages ago. But for me, like that is exactly what RP should be about. Is that everyone had a laugh. It all stayed in character, and the end result sort of came across as it should have done. It was presented well. It's super
Yeah.
difficult to
I mean,
like pick a specific scene or
even
a
I can't
specific
sit here and
storyline.
go, oh yeah, that's the best scene, or that's the best scene, and
One,
I've been there a month.
it's not a scene, but it's not so RP, but you can also go to the complete other side and the memorial and everything we had for Ella.
Yeah,
That will stick with me forever.
I did see it.
That
Like
was
that was. I still like. I'm getting teary thinking about it now, and I got goosebumps.
genuinely
Yeah, that
the
was.
You know what I
the
mean?
thing I
right
found with
before I
that, right,
started at
is
Unique.
yeah. So obviously, I didn't know Ella that well. I'd interacted with her a few times, but like when even though we didn't know her, she was still part of
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
like
she
in a
was still
community of
known.
Unique.
Yeah, she was still known.
So like when I was literally obviously the news broke and everyone was like, what? Like I don't think anyone really ultimately knew how to react to the news.
Mm.
And then all of a sudden I was literally just driving around and I went to do a welfare check at cruising and there was shitloads of cars there and I was like, what are they doing? And then obviously I saw that they were all painting them green. So I put 2 and 2 together and thought they're doing a convoy
Hmm.
around the city. And then I
Yeah.
pulled up and Honey, who plays Mila as well, said, can you spray paint your car green and lead the convoy around the city with the police lights on and shit like that? And I was like, Like that was and I'm not just saying this because obviously there's people watching. That was genuinely one of the like honors and privileges of my entire life.
Yeah.
Was lead. I mean, there must have been 50, 60, 70 cars in that convoy, and it was led all the way around the city, and it was absolutely beautiful. And then the convoy ended, and everyone obviously sat outside the bubble calf, and it was just so beautiful. And I said it in the TikTok video that I posted about it that like this is what role play is ultimately about.
Mm.
Like when shit like that transcends any sort of beef, any sort of relationship that you have with anyone in the city, because in that moment, at that time, you had all of the gangs together. You had the police and the gangs together. You had the criminals and the gangs together, the criminals and the police together. It didn't matter who you were, what sort of character you played. Everyone was in city at that time as themselves, mourning a friend or a colleague or a loved one. All it was it was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I was
It
seeing that.
really, really was.
Seeing
Such an honor.
seeing Cav's post. Even that choked me up. You know, seeing Cav doing that.
Yeah.
I think it was a TikTok post that said, you know, we've lost someone that we all love.
We lost a member of the community.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it was
And
even
then
I didn't know it.
even other cities who showed their own way of respect.
And do you
Yeah,
know what?
incredible.
Whilst I can sit here and say that the 5M community is a toxic place, because it is. There are a lot of cities out there that are very toxic towards each other, and you're doing this, and we need to be better than them, and this, that, and the other. But to see 5M different 5M servers coming together and having a one common ground for once,
Mm.
it's nice to see. It is nice to see.
Oh, it was amazing to see. Like, I got tagged in. Obviously, I think that let me double check that video of the Ella convoy. It went everywhere. Quick, 105,000 views
Mm.
Mm. Wow.
just on TikTok. So like it got out there, and like even people that don't role play have no idea what GTA role play is, have never heard of 5M. We're like, we get it. Like
Yeah.
we understand like what you are doing and what this is about. And it was so nice to see. And then obviously I got tagged in quite a few videos from other cities of,
Yeah.
them paying their respects, painting their cars green and, getting in green outfits and doing a little memorial thing. It was so nice to see.
So,
That's like one of my favorite things in city
mm.
by a long
Why
way.
so
A
serious?
long
So
way.
I flew in, like I dropped everything that I was doing in work and flew in for the last bit of it. And then the focus of that stream was to show that. Then a couple of hours later, I hopped onto stream to show my respect, because regardless if I needed anything, I would go straight to bubble tea. The first thing I did, and Ella was there, so I got to know her very well. And I was in, obviously, stream in city, just nothing, just music playing, bit of respect, and then this individual is sitting next to the memorial, and it ended up being Hunter. And I haven't published the VOD for respect, but we had a tremendous chat. How strong he was. He was the one that was. I was a fucking mess, and he was, giving me some help where I should have been giving him help. And for him to have the opportunity to take over Ella Bubble Tea, even better,
Yeah.
and to run with it and to do what he's doing with it in city, it's incredible. So all that together, I just did not
Oh, it was
expect that from a
amazing. Like
server.
even like from like let's just I mean you'll know more about this than I do, Joker, but um the turnaround on the fact that during that scene they completely edited and remolded the MLO for bubble tea into Ella's bubble tea
Yeah.
was absolutely phenomenal. Like the
Yeah.
devs dropped everything they were doing, came together and remodeled and reshaped and graphic designed the entire MLO so that when the server did restart, it was in.
Yeah.
And obviously the memorial was there, the big sign was there outside, and it was amazing. Like
And it remains
everyone,
there now. Still there now.
everyone plays there, and I think it'll remain there
Yeah.
until the day that the unique shut down.
Yeah. No,
I
absolutely.
think it'll stay there and it'll remain there forever, as it should do,
Yeah. And
as it
that's
should do,
that's
in her honor and in her memory. Like it's just
this is where the like complete utter respect has to be given to the developers of Unique, because these guys are working tirelessly, coming up with new scripts and redesigning MLOs and stuff. And this stuff does not, it's not quick. You know, it needs to be done, tested, changed, tested, changed, tested. It this stuff takes absolutely ages. So huge, you know, kudos to the developers.
oh no, like I mean, I've got very, 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 very basic 5M dev knowledge, like very, very basic. I mean, Stoker's got that fuckabout server that we've both had to play with and put scripts in and taken scripts out and
Apollo.
change things in it. Apollo RP, yeah, which is just literally just a test server for us to piss around in and make content in if we need to. So like, obviously we've both got like development access to it. So we've both learned like little bits and pieces here and there and taught ourselves like editing scripts and doing this and a little bit of car development here and there. But like to see like the other side of it does help. Like everyone knows I love moaning about the fucking police cars. Everyone knows I love moaning about them. But like to see the other side of it and actually having a go yourself, like it is not an easy task. Like and it's summed up really well. And I don't think he does it anymore. But Deck used to do development streams for Unique, where he'd stream him like developing the server and doing like putting the scripts in, editing the scripts, creating scripts.
Yeah.
And it is
Hans did as
genuinely,
well.
if you ever, yeah, Hans does it as well. If you get the opportunity to just sit down and spend a little bit of time watching a stream like that, it is. And I'm not just saying this as someone who is a massive tech nerd, right?
Mm.
But it is genuinely fascinating to see what goes on behind the scenes, and the
Yep.
speed that these guys do it at is absolutely like breathtaking. Like the way they'll just it's almost like second nature to them, how they're just like tabbing in and out of different windows and oh, I'll do that. I'll add a bit of line of code there. And it's absolutely
Yeah.
fascinating to watch. So if you get the
Yeah.
chance, please, 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 even if it's not unique and it's just a general 5M development, just watch some development when you get a chance, because it is
Yeah.
fucking so good to see. It's
think
honestly so
one,
good.
You get that appreciation.
Oh yeah,
You do
well,
get the
without a doubt,
appreciation for
yeah.
the graph that they put in. That you really do.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Right.
Why so serious?
I'm gonna hold the viewer call-ins for another 5 minutes. Let's see if anybody else wants to jump in. I know Ollie's had a couple of questions there, but one thing I'll say, Mr. King,
Get Rooski in. Just join PD.
I was he, she.
He and she.
Oh,
He
okay.
but plays a she. I think. 2025, guys. We can't, you know.
Let's get that. Sorry, mate.
But I'm sure I have seen a commendation
plays
of them
what's
passing
it
into
called?
me.
The
Oh,
pink. She's got pink hair. What's her name?
Oh, is it
Penny
Penny
Pink.
Pink?
Mm.
Is that Ruski?
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Ruski. You coming up, Ruski? Ruski, like when I watched watched Ruski's stream, I was gobsmacked, absolutely gobsmacked, and the way that he plays her, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
There's some like in it like, and it was more prominent probably towards the end of season 1 and the very start of season 2. Like you'd be surprised like hearing a character in City and then going to pull their stream up because it is someone you did not expect.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is someone completely like you genuinely get sold on the character, and then you sort of imagine what the person looks like in your head, and then you pull the stream up and it is the total opposite.
Yeah, no,
It is the total opposite. And I think a good example of it, right, is if you had never seen what Stoker looks like,
Oh.
you'd never heard his real voice, right, and you'd only ever seen him play Roger.
yeah,
You would not
100%.
expect him to look and sound the way he does, and that is like, it's so weird. It's so weird when you see like what people actually look like behind the character. It's really good.
Yeah,
And Ruski's a good example of it.
but one of the other good examples is Rosary. Like I did not envisage seeing little Rosary on the webcam there, the way she was.
Little B, bless her. We
Yeah.
love B.
Um,
She's class. She's been
she
role
is.
playing for 10 years, by the way.
Yeah,
It's
she's
incredible.
a powerhouse.
And like she's unbelievable. Like you sometimes like the scenes that I've had with her and obviously Mickey, like the way like even like the tiny little details that she adds in, like the little slash me's that she'll do.
yeah,
Like that I
Yeah.
wouldn't have
Yep.
even thought of in 1,000 years.
yeah.
Yep.
Like the tiny little details that sell the story.
Mm.
Like she is so good at it. It's
Yeah.
unreal.
And it boils down to that amazing medical RP that she does, because that UHS or medical RP is so difficult to do in some servers. Or, well, probably all servers actually, thinking about it, because your role play solely depends on how that person is reacting in that scene.
Mm.
So if she gets poor RP from someone, it's very, very difficult for her to gain anything from it or rescue the
Oh,
scene.
100.
In any way.
I think medical RP in general is probably the toughest
Yeah.
out of any RP you can go for, because 9 times out of 10 someone wants to, and I think all of us have been guilty of this, is you want to get into UHS, you want to get patched up and you want to get back out there, but what
Yeah.
you've also a lot of people don't realize is that there is somebody playing that doctor that is treating you. They want to role play as well. They want the
Yeah.
RP.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is why I think everyone at every opportunity should just give a little back.
Yeah.
You know, just sell a bit of a medical issue.
Yeah, it's just
Even if
step
even
back
like
and think about what the scene that you're in.
yeah, well even then, like in Unique, if you press K on your keyboard, it will bring up your injuries. You can see what is wrong with you.
Yeah.
So you press K and then you can say to Rosary, "Oh, I've got a really bad leg," or "I've just been hit by a car and my chest's hurting, I'm short of breath," or whatever. And just it just helps them sort of sell it a bit more. Like I genuinely don't think I could do medical RP. I just don't think I've got the brain capacity for it.
No.
I've watched enough Grey's Anatomy,
Yeah.
but I still don't think I could. I don't think I could.
Scrubs.
I don't think I could do it.
No,
Yeah, and shit
I
like that. Over the years, I've watched enough of that to probably give it a go. But it's like it's so
is.
difficult.
No, it definitely is. But
It's
she does it
so
well.
difficult.
She does it so well. Ollie, Joker, would you ever play as off-duty Robinson? I did once. I went to a strip club and got force-fed 10 shots of tequila just when the motorcycle gang were introduced into the city, and they tried to take me hostage, and then Martinez picked me up and dropped me off and put me on the couch in PD. You didn't hear that from me, Bill. So I've done it once, and I am trying to get another character in the city. I've already got the slot. I'm just waiting for them to allow me to bring a ped in. They've said I need to do a minimum amount of time, which I think I've done at this stage now. But my plan is to bring in an old man. So I've got an old character, an old man ped, called George, that I like to play. Well, what I like to play in my TMC server. So the plan is to kind of get him in and just have him as a piss about character that maybe interacts with the likes of Roger and anybody else that has kind of an out of PD character. But in the position that I'm in at the moment in PD, it would be wrong at this moment in time to have another character to focus on, because a lot needs introducing, a lot of changes need to be made over the next couple of months. So yeah, that'll come, but it'll take some time, I think, without a doubt. So guys, if I'm being honest, I think we'll leave it there. We started at midnight. We're 25 to 3 now, so we're just over 2.5 hours deep. Bill, thank you for doing the first episode, mate. It was an absolute pleasure to have you on and be. It was
my pleasure.
It was great to have you on as the premiere episode. Hopefully one of many more. Obviously we've got Rex here, and we'll hopefully get Rex on one very soon. We'll kind of get it all planned up. but I think it's been a great success. And again, it all boils down to the people that have stayed in the chat and asked the questions and been here. I will post the VOD afterwards. I just need to split it up because I forgot that I'd kind of left it running from when I started at PD. So I'll split that up and get it posted. But that is it. I think it's been a great evening. Bill, any final remarks from the beautiful Blinky Bill?
Bill
No,
is the
just
only
obviously
man, by the way, who looks like his RP character.
I thought
It's
that
so good.
was
It's
normal.
so good. It's so good,
I
honestly.
thought that's what you do.
It's so
Look,
good.
final remarks. Just obviously appreciate you giving me the platform to do this.
Yeah.
I hope everyone thoroughly enjoyed it. I look forward to this going forward and viewing it or whatever. If you need assistance, I'm here. But more importantly, appreciate my viewers. I wouldn't be here. Like I said, it doesn't bother me if there's 1 or 20 people in here watching myself, but you guys do lighten the mood 100%. So I very much appreciate you guys as well. So exciting things to come in PD.
Yeah.
I can't stress that what's happening, what's coming is going to be bigger and better. We always have hiccups, but we're all working extremely hard to get things going. So
Absolutely.
it's exciting times, and exciting times are unique. What they're pushing and everything going forward. So be patient if things aren't, moving. If our RP is somewhat repetitive, but it will be all worth it.
Absolutely. And Joshua T came in right at the death. Brilliant, guys. Thank you so much, everybody that's here. Thank you very much, and everyone that's followed over the last. There's been an abundance of followers over the last probably 2.5 hours, really. So, thank you everyone for the follow. I've not mentioned individually, but yeah, here's to episode 2, guys. Thank you very much, guys. Cheers, Rex, for jumping on, mate.
Appreciate you both.
No doubt we will speak to you soon, pal.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Romeo 1, State 11.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
You had
god.
to do it, didn't you? You had to do it.
I'm too
Jesus
obsessed with
Christ.
Romeo 1 to be there.
Good
All
night,
right,
guys.
see you later.
Christ. All right. See you
Bye,
later.
everyone.